Hello, internet friends. You probably can hear this. Uh, Welcome to Quests and Cthulhu. It is Saturday night. Thank you so much for spending part of your geekend with us. We really appreciate it. Just a few quick announcements to get out of the way. It is May is AAPI, Asian American Pacific and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and so every episode this month, I'm going to be highlighting AAPI content creators in our gaming space. And I can't imagine anywhere better to start than with a couple of guys that you watched a couple of hours ago. Our very own James Arano, who is a goddamn delight in whatever he does, wherever he is. I would watch him read the phone book. And he is only supplanted by Tassi Alabastero, who is amazing. Follow him on Twitch. He is such a positive, that positive, fun presence that he has here is what he brings every day when he's playing on Twitch. And it's just super chill and fun. And Tossi's a great guy. So support AAPI content creators. They are in our space. They are awesome. They are doing really cool things. And that community is going through some real bad stuff right now. And so the more we can do to lift up those voices and to normalize AAPI voices and bring them, it's all to the good. We are very excited about our Patreon. We have started, some of you have already seen our new Patreon bonus, which is a post-game show. We now, at the end of every episode, have a little bit of extra content for our Patreons. Today, you got to watch the characters level up. You got some insight into how they make decisions about, which, I don't know, feat, I think, D&D stuff, but you got to watch them level up. I'm sure it was exciting. So we're going to keep doing that and having different ways and different versions and different content. It's going to be fun. So if you are not a Patreon, but you can't get enough of these wacky voices, there's a chance for you. And welcome to our newest Patreon, Tamago Tora, a big sponsor and a big supporter of the Great Dane Society. We're so glad you're here every week. And thanks for being a Patreon. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. So please do something nice for your mother. And if you're listening, little bird of paradise that has not hatched yet, something nice you could do for your mother is get the hell out of her. She's ready. We're all ready. Tiana had to leave. She stayed there, I think, for 6 months. I can't remember.
It was like 2.5 weeks though. So
stayed there a long time. Just, for Mother's Day, best present you could ever give your mother. Cease being a parasite.
Ezra, can I jump in there for a moment? Because I just want to tell you about my Mother's Day plans. I am going to go to the cave in Blackwater Creek because it's just so lovely.
Yes, the cave of the mother, the mother's heart. It would be beautiful. So Birds of Paradise are the official dice of the Great Dane Society. I rolled them. You should too. And Andrea, we love you, and we hope that at some point you actually have a baby. Right now, you just you just sort of are with a baby. But soon you will have a baby. That's although maybe then you'll want it back in. I don't know. All right, Birds of Paradise, fabulous, fantastic. Patreon, that's great. We have a full week of semi-organized entertainment for you here on Quests and Chaos. You never know when a YouTube video will pop up. We've been doing more of just putting clips up there. You could watch a philosophical discussion about elder proctology in our last one there, and so we're putting stuff up on YouTube. But here on Twitch, Monday, it's Dragon of Icespire Peak, and they're fighting the dragon. So, I don't know if it's a TPK. Does James just go and we're done?
I mean, pretty much. There's not much else that he can do at that point besides like an epilogue scene of Cryovane flying out and laying waste to Phandalin, which I would love to see.
Every GM has a has a scene in the back of their pocket of how they're going to resurrect those players that don't deserve it. Like for a TPK, every single GM has, like, somehow you're a cosmic beat. What was it? With the Starborn, we couldn't die or something.
Yeah, we're chosen heroes or something like that.
You know, every GM has some BS to deal with a TPK. It's
mine wasn't. I just died repeatedly and had to make the characters.
Well, you know, we were the chosen heroes. You were the hireling. You know?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Or somewhere Groovemaster Beats is like, I'm still alive. Why am I underwater?
No, the cat stayed on the ship.
Oh, right. That's I always forget. I always get Beatmaster Groove and Groovemaster Beat mixed up. So Monday, Dragon of Icefire Peak. They're fighting a dragon. I'm sure that'll go fine. And then Saturday, we're back with our double feature. Don't forget that because James is such a successful actor, Rime of the Frost Maiden is from noon to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3
next week.
I swear,
and the following week.
Did that change?
Yeah, it's right. Shifting. So pay attention to our Twitter, and if you're not following us on Twitter, do so.
And Twitch will send you an email saying, "Hey, you know, do stuff." They're on there. So yeah, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and then we are here Saturday evening, probably starting a whole new arc. Who knows what the heck that's going to be? I'll figure that out tomorrow, based on what you destroy today. And I think that's it for announcements. Do we have any other announcements other than, you know, America's favorite segment?
That is America's second favorite segment, because I've got the bits over here.
Good, because they got sketchy somewhere after Tamagotora.
It got sketchy.
I was gonna scroll through the comments.
The bits got sketchy. That should be an episode title.
Sketchy bits.
Sketchy
Thanks,
bits.
Hef, for the subs.
Thank you, Hef.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yes.
Hef.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
There's a hype train. So much going on.
It's time for America's, you know, for the backup to America's favorite segment. It's time for Thomas Spells Things.
We are going to start off with the Hefner, our first moderator on this channel.
He's the good mod, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the good cop. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
We have 1,000 bits. That is 1 and 1, 1 for the players and 1 for Ezra. We then follow that up with Lonely Yeti. I want to get the numbers right. Lonely Yeti 0312 with 500 bits for the players. Thank you, Lonely Yeti. We appreciate those. Those are for the players. Going to continue scrolling down. Wait a minute. Wait.
Okay, so let me pick this up.
The new segment is Thomas reads the chat.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So the next 500 bits are from Tamagotora. So thank you for being a patron and giving bits, because we like to live.
We do.
And that is for the Froman steam engine. But I have to correct you. It's the Froman Hot Tub Enterprises.
Yeah. The steam engine is more the Reinhardt steam engine.
Yes,
Froman
exactly.
is thinking of
Which honestly, that sounds like it could be a legitimate thing. Oh, the Reinhardt steam engine. I mean, that is just clearly what it is called.
That's either a legitimate thing or it's an Overwatch reference. Could go either way.
I'm old. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I know people who play the game. That's the only reason I know anything about it.
All right. We are then following it up with Slithy Tove with 500 bits to the players, and unfortunately 500 bits also to Ezra.
Oh man.
Thank you
Slithy Tove.
Oh my. Well, Tamagotora is back. And he is back with 500 bits for Ezra to show us how a TPK truly happens.
Uh-oh.
I can't find my backup character sheet. Not this week, please.
I mean, you know, we could just have a really short stream.
I mean, I know where Jake is. I can probably dig him out pretty quick, but
I mean, I've got
what the heck he's doing in Brighton.
Amy's gonna pull a Chad. Yeah, my backup character's got a 60 in that.
Yeah. That's all 6s.
Ooh, we could all come back as different Jareds.
Yes. On a spaceship.
Jared,
that is going to be a one shot. We will have a one shot where everyone is Jared's. I'm writing that down.
Do it.
Oh, that's
All right.
wonderful.
We're then coming back
Ooh.
with the Dead Boy 42. 1,000 bits in honor of Live Mom. So that's good to hear.
Yes.
Aw,
Yes.
hi.
That is to help Tiana become the sun god, to end all sun gods, and to keep some clothes on to Jared.
Well, yeah, that's more important.
He needs to get a job.
Oh my God.
I did just get back from Arizona where clothes are semi-optional.
Jay Matthews it's called A Fistful of Jared, the episode where we're all Jareds. That is
I
fantastic.
think that refers to something else of him on the beach.
Speaking of clothes.
Speaking of Jay Matthews 85, we have.
I did not ask him to make a size roll at any time.
500 bits to Ezra because you are his favorite.
Wow. If I don't know how do you make that heart thing? There we go.
And 500 bits to Amy, our channel mom.
Oh.
That is to the player.
Wow, that answers some nagging questions about what happened to us.
Happy Mother's Day, Amy.
Yes.
Thank
you. And then scrolling through the Hefner with those gifted subs. Thank you so much.
We also have Duke Fleeg.
Squirrel on a Run with 24-month subscription. So thank you for that. That is.
Do we have?
How has she been subscribed longer than I have?
Do we have the 2-year badge made up yet?
I don't know if we. I don't know if we have them. I think we have to get to partner, which would require people to just turn their Twitches on and leave it going and go do other things.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
I
am getting to Duke Fleeg with 1,000 bits to the players to help avoid that TPK that Ezra is planning.
Thank you, Your Grace. Much appreciated.
And good healing.
And then the hype train is happening. Thank you. Be sure to boost.
I could play Thomas's old character, Lance Billings.
Ooh, that's a white guy.
Yep, I do have. I also have stats from Esther Perry. I think he was in
a one shot of some sort.
Yeah, I've got characters here. It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Oh, everything's fine.
I got Dave McGillicuddy.
So Lance Billings was a backup character. So it's worth that he's there. He came in after Gabriel blew up the train.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, he was the secret agent guy, right?
Ooh, I
like the French Foreign Legion guy.
I think so.
I think that was him.
All right.
We have one more piece of
last minute coming in. The Hefner.
Wait, I just want to make the point. This does not count towards my how long do announcements go thing.
Yes, it does.
I said, you know what? I suppose that is one of the reasons why those infamous 45-minute session announcements took that long.
Those were so long.
500 bits from the Hefner to the DM to avoiding the TPK.
Double avoid.
It still says DM. Doggone it.
Yeah, and your little nameplate still says DM.
You know what? I'm gonna put you guys in a dungeon soon. Well, thank you all so much for the bits. That is, you are ridiculous and wonderful, and we could not say enough good things about you, so we won't even try. That is it for announcements. So, friends, follow us down darker trails.
And we are back.
Well, look at that. You know, I don't know. It's not often that my heart gets warm. No, it still says DM.
It still says DM. Now it changed.
There it is.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm convinced that Thomas was just like pretending to type that whole time. Well, look at that. Now I'm the keeper. And I am a keeper, and you're all keepers. I think I'll keep you. So last time, you kept being under the bright sun of Brighton, and you learned more about what is going on in town. You finally met Denby Partridge, who you were not at all concerned about his recent killing of a man, and we're happy to bathe in that man's blood. And which,
we didn't. I bathe is such an exaggeration.
All right, you had his blood inserted in you, kind of.
You were anointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It was that thing that they do at Catholic churches for Lent.
Yeah.
Ash Wednesday.
Boy, there are too many
I
jokes
was
for
not
that.
Catholic.
Too many jokes for that one. That's- but I gave up those sorts of jokes for Lent. You were part of Partridge came up with a plan to destroy the Sunstones, and it involves getting all of them together the next day, doing some ritual, and he has all of this was translated by his I'm going to say mistreated by you partner. What's Newman's first name? Rebecca Newman?
Feels like it.
She seems like a
Ma'am.
Rebecca.
Rebecca, yes.
Oh, by the way, a teaser for the post-game show. I've been telling Dave Sokolowski, who wrote this, how this is going, and I'll point out how exactly it went off the rails. And at one point, he's like, "Really? Why did that? What? Why did you make that choice?" So,
did we make that choice, or
Jared-
did you make that choice?
Jared did it.
I mean, some of column A, some of column B.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
And
Okay, we're back.
Partridge came up with this plan based on the translations of the scrolls that he got from Rebecca Newman, and who you kicked a door into and otherwise mistreated, and you're going along with this plan, and you found John Yellowbird, who you had given 2 sunstones to, and he was unable to fight. He didn't have enough believers to truly fight for what was going on, and so you got him to drop one of the stones, and Celia, who was there, who is Apollo, was right there to grab the stone, and that's where we left off. And so as we left off, John Yellowbird is standing with his hands are down on the registration desk of the hotel, where I think it was Jared just like wedged his hands off of one stone. Standing in the doorway to your left is the resplendent glow of Celia / Apollo, as she has just palmed that sunstone, and you are all arrayed around watching this, and Celia is not doing anything aggressive or anything like that. She's just very proud of herself.
Like she would be.
Around at everyone else.
And at that point, she will look at John Yellowbird and she will say, "John, it's time. Give me the last stone."
I'm making sure that my hand is around that hand.
Yeah. And she's just very patiently waiting. And Yellowbird is not like letting go of this stone is not what he wants to do. He still has the death grip on it. And she'll wait sort of an uncomfortable 2 minutes as there's this, everybody's kind of looking around.
Well, I won't wait that long, but I will lean into him and like say, if you don't give this stone to me, she's gonna take it. And you know what that means for you.
but I know what it means for you as well.
I'll be fine. Give me the stone.
All right, he's gonna make a power roll. He's gonna fail a power roll. He didn't fumble, so he's like, I want to, but I can't.
Just keep trying. And
All right.
Looking around at everyone else. Are you going to do something? Kind of nod my head towards Apollo over there, like, do something about.
Yep. Yes. Jonesy's going to jump it. Jonesy's going to go for it. And we'll see what happens.
All right, so I mean, Apollo is ignoring all of you, except she's just kind of looking bemusedly at John Yellowbird.
The fact that you just happen to have a hammer within immediate reach worries me more than a little.
What? I'm a blacksmith.
Proper. Hit that against something so I can hear.
She and Slithy Toe have a misery cosplay that you just have to see to believe.
Oh no! Abort!
Thanks,
That
Ezra.
film
Thanks,
and
Ezra.
book make me cringe in ways that some of Stephen King's other stuff can't manage.
Yeah, no.
All right, well then, it appears, Jonesy, that the camera is zooming in on you for this moment of resolve. So what are you doing?
All right. Basically, I'm a big distraction, big, burly, heavy distraction, and I'm gonna actually throw myself at Apollo's feet, maybe in supplication, maybe trying to smash their toes.
All right, supplication rarely involves a hammer, so you're not sure that the bluff is.
No.
All right, yeah, but
Jonesy
sure.
doesn't have much bluff.
So sure, make me a, let's call it a fight brawl. Then this is not opposed. Like, you're going to tackle Apollo. This is just to see like how well you do.
Can I re-roll that, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
It's not a fumble, 70, but yeah, no.
If there was a time to push the roll, I would believe that you're
Yeah.
going full force into.
Right into the doorway.
Oh no, that was worse. I got a 90.
All right, well that's a Nick. No, a Nick is the
That's an
same.
Amy.
That's an Amy.
Yeah.
That's an Amy. I Amy'd it.
All right. So you fling yourself at Apollo with the hammer held high, and Apollo just sort of looks at you bemusedly as you come, and you bring this hammer, and you are gonna like smack her with the hammer, and the hammer just starts to melt. Like the metal in the hammer just starts to like dissolve and melt. And Apollo like looks at you and then looks at John Yellowbird and says, "We could have done this the easy way today. We'll do it the hard way tomorrow." And she turns around and walks out.
I think she's gone. I'm gonna go into prying that out of his hands.
All right, yeah. He'll
I don't want to risk it dropping again.
Yeah, I'll keep watch to make sure that she's actually gone and doesn't come back.
All right, yeah, she definitely seemed gone, but you watch her walk back to what is now a loaded throng in the backyard of the hotel, where Abe was enjoying drinks just the other day. There is now more than 30 people sitting there worshiping with her. And so, yeah, you are able to get, make me a power roll, Jared.
That indicates something bad could happen. I did not make it.
All right, how bad? What'd you get? Give me
I was like 9 away from it.
All right, that's not bad. So you spend about 6 minutes just prying his fingers off.
No, I leave the fingers on his hand. I don't want to. I'm kidding.
Right, off the rock, yeah. Oh, by the way, I should mention, as I am reminded, that Elias is not down here. Elias has camped out in front of the door of Dr. Peterson, who he's convinced this is now, is this the third person you think is the key to all this evil?
I mean, no. I mean, this is the key to getting paid.
There, all right, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And so you are standing outside, guarding the door where Dr. Peterson and Susan are both inside. So you are up in the third floor, outside the attic of the hotel. There is no other way. There's not another door. Like the attic room is one room. So you'll know, unless somebody is climbing out a window or something, you'll know that they're doing that they are in that room. So you have as soon as you take it off, John Yellowbird like kind of shrinks a little and drops to the ground and sighs. And then he looks up and he says, "And now I'm nothing."
You're going to be toast tomorrow. You're alive.
I was a god.
You should get out of town.
No, she won't go for him now. He doesn't have it.
I mean, she might not, but Ramses might, out of sheer spite.
And I'm not too sure what happens to all the other followers who aren't immune tomorrow.
You think we should hide him in the shaggin' wagon?
I'm not entirely sure that the shaggin' wagon's gonna make it out either.
You take that back.
I know.
How dare you?
Ugh. We are facing bigger problems here. I'm going to need a bigger hammer.
Or a hammer at all at this point.
Ugh.
Just use your fist. It won't work on your fist.
Oh, no, yes, but my fist and the hammer were one.
Well,
You don't understand. This is what I do.
I understand you could have broken her over your knee if you had just used her hands.
and honestly, at this point, you ought to be grateful that it didn't melt over your fist so that it literally became part of your hand.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Flashes of a Tamara Pierce book from when I was a kid.
But we, like, I wanted her to go and she went. Is that not nothing?
You have vanquished her from the field of battle. You get full XP. So John Yellowbird is kind of just going to slink out at this point. He just goes out the door. And once again, Partridge's voice booms out. Don't forget, tomorrow, the Sunfest. It's going to be epic. And all I need from you is some consolidation of those sunstones. So minor deities, start to figure out who your betters are. The fewer hands they're in, the better.
That man truly annoys me.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know. Is there anything else that we can really do to get ready for tomorrow besides keep that stone hidden? I say nodding at the stone in Jared's hand.
Oh, are you touching the stone, Jared?
Yeah, it's in my hand.
Did we give you a god already? I can't remember. Oh crap! I have to find another.
I'm immune. Nothing
Oh.
bad can happen to me.
You're not immune.
I'm pretty sure I'm immune.
I thought it was to the effects, not to. Oh no, you're right. You have
No,
to-
yeah, we all touched the stone after.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right. Yeah,
happened. We
yeah.
were all-
So yeah, you are holding the stone, and nothing bad. You don't think you're a god any more than normal.
Oh, I never. No, I've witnessed some gods by now, and I'm. I guess not impressed isn't the right word, but not, I don't know what is.
Disappointed.
Bemused.
Yeah, I'm not.
Amused, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are in the lobby of the hotel, and you see the coterie of people outside worshiping Apollo. You know that Ramses is somewhere. But it seems like most of the minor deities are seem to be filling in now. So you have one sunstone.
I'm more concerned about where's the bag, where's the pouch, if you will. Where's the entrance to that one dark and hairy place?
Well, cartridge.
Well, do we want to go and check the shop, see if it's there, or is there another place?
We already searched the shop, right?
You did search because he left. Yeah. He left to go work on the lens of whatever he was going to set up and the podium, and so you cased his place pretty well.
Well, I mean, what other places do we have to really look that there's a reasonable chance besides maybe that ship? But I mean, it was taken from there, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Simpson was putting his hand in the bag and pulling them out. So would it be someplace that Simpson? Or do you think Partridge has already attained it as well?
Partridge said that he took care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, Simpson was dead in the back of the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You once again are reminded that you have no idea what time it is.
Yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
Abe, you've got your pocket watch, don't you?
Yep, I do. And I pull it out. And what time is it? Because it should be afternoon.
It's like 5:30 in the evening.
Ooh, dinner time.
Yes. Let's see if we can't rustle up some food. Maybe take a plate up to Elias if he's gonna stay in guard duty up there.
do we know where her?
Yeah, he told
Yeah,
us.
he
Oh, he
said
told
he
us?
was staying.
Yeah.
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 So
Thomas told us.
you head back to that restaurant and it's empty. In fact, the town is empty. There are essentially there's the group that Celia has, and then you see Ramses, who is over by the cabins where the church, the Presbyterian church was, and he has a large group of people. And they have, it seems like about equal numbers and about equal number of stones from, just based on how much they glow.
All right, so I'll go in the back and fix us up some sandwiches.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'll join him and help. Maybe fry up some bacon, make some good.
Bacon sandwiches. Oh,
Yeah.
there's bacon and cheese sandwiches.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Abe. So you are you spend about a half an hour doing that, and you start to hear a commotion outside, and you poke your head out and you see that Ramses is on the move heading towards the hotel
Oh shit.
with all his followers.
Hey Jared, you might want to go be somewhere else with that stone.
Well, he's going to the hotel.
Aren't we at the hotel?
No, we're
No, you're at the
Oh,
restaurant.
right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought the restaurant was connected to the hotel for some reason. They usually are.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's-
Nope. Ramses starts to head up for the hotel, and you're far enough away that you're not going to know what happens there.
Well,
I feel like there's only going to be one left.
I mean, you don't stop frying mid-bacon. That's dangerous. So I don't know if we can do anything. Our hands are tied, right? I mean, I guess we could take our sandwiches to go. Do we think we're far enough in the process?
I think we're far enough in the process. Let's I mean Elias is over there. Let's go see if he survives this.
I just love that we're gonna have basically put down a picnic and watch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you put down. So you get there, and there is some general pushing and shoving going on between the two groups, and behind, standing sort of at the back of each one, are their respective gods, and they're just kind of like looking at each other. Apollo with that same sort of detached smile, and Ramses with kind of a snarl, just an angry look on his face. And there seems to be something of a standoff here.
Excellent. Well, we don't want to interrupt that. Standoffs are good.
I mean, I thought that wasn't supposed to happen until tomorrow. If the timeline's gotten moved up, that might mess with the ritual.
I don't know if they have any sense of time, but either way,
They just,
standoff buys
they're
time.
they're just trying to get the most stones before their festival. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Partridge knows about this. We might want to go in the other door and just let him know that there seems to be a bit of a... I mean, he's not deaf. I can't imagine he doesn't hear it, but, you know.
Let's
So
go with the
Partridge
exit.
again is down by the beach where he's building the.
I am losing track of where everyone is, apparently.
Partridge is.
We don't know that, do we? We don't know.
Yeah, he told you that I have to go build the pavilion and for the festival. That's why he left the store.
Should we go lend a hand?
But leave Elias here by himself.
Bring him a sandwich.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that those three should. I think that. I mean, again, I don't know, but if you're not having a stone and you're not immune, I would hope that you would have left town, because it doesn't sound like what's going to happen tomorrow is going to be good.
Well, and Peterson and Susan, they don't have a stone, and they aren't immune. So
Mhm.
I'd
should
love
hope
I'd
that-
love to get them out of here, not
Mhm.
least because he's our paycheck.
Yeah. All right.
So
Thinking more and more, we should have brought more sandwiches.
probably. All right, let's. If they're staying in a standoff, maybe one of us can run down and tell Partridge what's going on here and come back. He's the man with the plan.
And it's probably best if I'm not here, so I'll go finish up the sandwiches, bring them to people.
All right.
And then you're heading down to Partridge.
I think I'd prioritize Elias and company, and then Partridge.
Okay.
So,
So yeah,
so
you bring Elias a sandwich.
Well, I'm bringing them for Elias, Susie, and Peterson. Well, I mean, there's plenty of people, and then the Rebecca as well. I'm doing full sandwich run here.
Wow. All right. So you knock on Rebecca's door. It's locked.
can't imagine why.
And you hear her go, "Who is it?
Sandwich delivery.
Is this good cop now?"
I was only good cop.
And she'll come to the door. Make the spot hidden roll.
No, I have a chance of making that. I made it.
Well. Make sure you check it off. All right. So she comes to the door, and you notice that she is very carefully opening the door so that you can't see into the room.
Sure.
And she's also standing in such a way that the door cannot be kicked into her face.
I'm sure her eye's already really puffy.
Is she standing in a way that she can accept a sandwich?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She thanks you. And she asks if you know where Denby is.
Is that the first name?
That's
of
Partridge's first name.
First name. I believe he's down at the beach.
Oh, okay.
Anything I can do?
No, he's got all the translations. He knows just what to do.
All right.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could tell him that I've had, there's been some, there was a little bit of weirdness with a verb tense, and it looks like tomorrow there's going to need to be a willing sacrifice.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah. They were very into blood magic back then.
Less enlightened times, I suppose. I will let him know.
Thank you. Thank you for the sandwich.
Of course.
Bad cop wouldn't have done that.
He would have that sandwich.
So you go down to the beach, and in front of City Hall, Partridge has built a stage, just a wooden platform. It's about 2 feet high, with a podium that kind of looks like that altar that you saw in the boat. Crudely, but it looks like it. And on top of it is a very large, probably 3 feet in diameter, mirror or glass of some sort.
Does this look like I'm looking at parts of like a microscope? Because there was a lens, and then is there
more a magnifying glass?
More magnifying glass. Okay. I thought there was the mirror and anyhow. I will. I don't think the sandwich is going to smooth this over, but I will let him know that Rebecca.
Oh, thanks for the sandwich.
Yeah. So Rebecca's saying there's going to need to be a will and sacrifice for this to work tomorrow. Just thought I'd pass that along to you. You have a good evening.
So I take it that means you're not willing.
No.
Any of your friends willing?
Probably not.
What about the other you?
Has he been following anyone?
No, he's the only one still sitting on the beach.
Well, no, he's good for nothing.
Sort of the definition of a sacrifice.
I mean, definition of a sacrifice, not a willing one. He's not willing to leave the beach.
Maybe some martyrdom is in order here. All right. Well, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I need to practice here to make sure that everything is to specification. And you see him like moving the lens in such a way that it catches the sunlight, and it's like focusing the sun's rays.
Mm-hmm. Death Star laser beam. I know what it is. Okay.
And you head back. And so while he's gone, there is jostling, and there's the
really quick. I had assumed that someone else had gone to tell him, and that wasn't me because I was on sandwich duty. But if it doesn't look like anyone's told him that there's a standoff at the hotel between.
Nope, he's still working and all that.
Has anyone come by to tell you about the standoff at the hotel?
No.
Okay, yeah, there's a...
Oh, is that what they're yelling about?
Ramses and Apollo's gang.
Well, that's good. We need some consolidation. Easier to get all the stones from one person than to try and get...
And I'm walking away.
And he gives you a weird look. And you walk away.
I'm just walking away.
All right. So back at the hotel, there is jostling among the followers, and Ramses is looking at Apollo and is like, "You heard Partridge. It's consolidation time. Give him to me." And Apollo just is like, "Why would I do that? I actually have more stones than you, but I've got more followers." and they seem to be in this kind of detente where it's just annoying Ramses more and more how calm Apollo is.
Is there
And
a
I'm
chair
guessing
I
you
can-
are studiously not getting involved.
Yeah, is there a chair I can pull up and sit down and watch this and maybe have a drink?
Yeah, you enjoy your picnic as you are sitting there watching these two, and it, you're watching a fight that no one wants to start. This is like, this is the epitome of like everyone's hoping someone else will break this up, and it's it goes on for a while, and finally finally Ramses says, I propose that you and I meet in solo combat, and the victor will be the one true sun god. And Apollo smiles and says, well, I have more stones than you by one. There's still one stone left, Ramses.
No, because I'm saying this to you as the
Right.
keeper.
Yeah, he has a couple. Like Partridge has a couple.
Partridge has. So they're saying aside from Partridge once, but on account. Okay.
So
Jared being very quiet.
So Ramses, if you get that stone, why then it would be a fair fight. Until then, I don't want to hurt you. You couldn't hurt me if you tried. Do you want to find out if that's true? Go get the stone, Ramses. The weird little hairy man has it. And Ramses like turns around and says, we're leaving. And he storms off. And as he's storming off, Jared comes walking back up. And you are standing. You see everybody else. You see Ramses and his crew heading out as you come walking up. The personal messages are flying here.
No, well, because you're saying that hairy little man, we're thinking like
Brown Jenkins?
Browns, and then there's should we give Jenkins Browns a stone?
And I'm vetoing that right now.
Hmm.
Nope.
If they've cleared out, let's try and get Susan and Peterson out of here, and let's get Elias.
Yeah, Celia and her followers sit back down and they all clasp hands and they go back into whatever that meditative trance is.
I'll finish my sandwich, wipe my hands in my pants. Well, that was entertaining. Jared, you might want to stay hidden.
In plain sight.
Apollo or Celia just pointed Ramsey straight at you.
Out of character? No.
Out of character, yeah, she kind of did.
You were the
Yeah.
weird little man that she was talking
The
about.
hairy
I
hairy
didn't-
weird man.
He's
I
not.
didn't know you
You
were
might be
hairy,
thinking of a
but
different character. He's not a hairy little man.
well, based on the other Jared naked on the beach, he's a little hairy.
That might be what she was talking about.
What?
And this might be the death scene of Jared on the beach
Oh, well, you know what? Okay. That works. Whatever.
when he doesn't have a stone.
I mean, regardless, Jared, she knows that you have one of the stones, and she's pointed Ramses at you in order to get it so that they're on equal footing so they can fight.
And I'm looking like he took off,
Yeah.
right? In the
Yes.
direction,
Yeah,
Aaron.
he's heading towards the beach, it looks like.
I think he was a little too pissed to notice that you were coming.
Let's go check on Elias real quick.
Let's see if we can't get Peterson and Susan the fuck out of here. But Peterson might be a hard sell.
So at this point, it's like 8 o'clock at night. But it's still a blazing 100-degree noon in the day. And has been really for as long as you can remember now. You can't remember the last time it was dark.
Wednesday.
Well played, sir.
So yeah, you head up, and Elias is guarding the door. He's asleep
is
at the
actually
door. Yeah, Elias is
Sleeping
like
against the door.
Did I already brought sandwiches up to them as well, right?
you know he gets sleepy after he eats.
Okay.
Hey, guys. He puts his ear to the door, listening.
You hear Susan humming.
Okay. Yeah, they're still in there. What's going on out there?
You missed it.
Well, it's looking like everything's coming to a boil between Apollo and Ramses. They had a bit of a standoff down there. Been with their followers. Didn't turn into an actual fight, though it got a bit close. And Apollo pointed Ramses at our own Jared to get a stone from him. He got a stone from John Yellowbird. I say that as quietly as I can, so that there's no risk. So there's little risk of Peterson hearing that, because I remember him being just unreasonable to the point of I will shoot him if he tries to go after Jared. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to turn into a fight before the festival tomorrow.
And the festival that's progressing as planned.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, you went and talked to him.
They might need a will and sacrifice for it to work.
I'm sorry,
wonder-
come again?
What?
I wonder who's dumb enough to do that.
And Elias turns and looks at the door.
Yes, let's leave.
Who are you thinking, Elias?
My leaving idea, we want to contemplate.
I think Mr. Peterson might be crazy enough to believe things that would
Great.
allow him to be willing to do certain things. But I didn't say that, so we should definitely.
Yeah,
Say
let's
what?
get our horses, get in the
Yeah.
wagon.
Do we just want to? Do we just bail out of here? Mission accomplished.
Or we can spend the night somewhere cooler.
Ooh.
Oh, that's tempting, but we can't just leave this.
We just go to the rim.
And then come back in the morning.
Yeah, when we can tell that it's Morton.
I don't know about you, but I find it real hard to sleep when it's 100 million degrees out.
And so light, yeah.
Mm.
You're right. Maybe this isn't a great place for a hot tub.
I will certainly say that I'm not interested in trying to boil my brains out when the sun's doing it for me.
So
So we want to get everyone out of here. These two.
yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah, Susan and Peterson at the least. Anyone else that we want to try to get out? Maybe a translator lady? Or is she too focused?
I think she's. I don't know.
I mean, she is Partridge's partner. Is she immune? Did he make her immune too?
I mean, do we still have the cuts in our heads?
Yes, she did not.
We did not. She's been reading stuff too.
Now that's weird. Why wouldn't you try to protect the woman you love with something like that?
And why has he locked her in a room?
No, she's locked in the room because you two.
I feel like that's a little more self-defense than it is anything from the outside.
So what? So okay. So what happens if nobody is willing?
Well, they're going to be coming back soon. I'm close to done being talking. Are we getting them?
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's have the rest of this conversation outside of city limits.
Yes,
All right.
Yeah.
absolutely. Because I'm having
Good call,
thoughts
yeah.
that are.
Jonesy, I think the good doctor might need a little bit of. I'm not going to say persuading, but maybe physically picking up and carrying. Persuading would be something different, and I've learned how that goes. So,
Yeah.
And we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna go.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah. Let's do this.
I'll go get the horses and meet y'all out front.
All right,
All
so
right.
you're going to take the horses to the wagon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meet them out front so we can all like move as a group. I don't want to get too separated.
Okay.
Knock on the door.
Susan opens it and says, "Oh, hello."
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're gonna. It's not safe here. So we were going to go.
But it's in
just
season.
inside of town, right? Which is actually in season is unsafe, as odd as that sounds. So we were just going to go out of town, camp out, come back for the festival in the morning. So we would like you and good Dr. Peterson to join us for your sake.
So at that point, the Dr. Peterson will come up and he'll say, "Oh, we can't leave. We'll end up like what was his name back in the town?
Oh, what's his name?
Jacob
Sick
Bruner. You know, a good GM would remember. Benjamin Garner. You'll end up like Garner.
Why?
Just going to the outskirts.
Well, anyone who's touched a stone, the farther they get away from the stones, the sicker they get.
Well, we're not going that far. Actually, we're just right outside of town.
Why? It's in season.
The wanton murder mostly.
Oh,
the people are out to kill each other for the stones, and they're doing that. So
you don't have any stones.
no, that's just leads to terrible things.
Huh.
Do I need to make a?
No, he rolled very badly.
Don't have
okay.
one, so you told the absolute truth.
I think he said y'all, but
No, he said you very specifically.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You don't know.
That's true.
You don't know that he has a stone, yeah. Why don't I send my daughter with you? Because I do want her to be safe.
Okay. Are you going to try and get a stone?
Yes.
You do realize that there are two gods that are far more powerful than you right now, and even if you got a stone, they'd still put you down.
They're the only ones with stones left right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use one of my inspiration.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I gotta use some inspiration too. I gotta make a
Amy or Emma?
That was an Amy.
Although they're the Sun Festival tomorrow, they're looking for a volunteer for a special purpose. So Dr. Partridge, he's setting up something to do with a lot of sunstones.
A lot of sunstone.
Power of the sun.
Yes. Why don't you take Susan and take her to the outskirts so that she's safe? And I will. I'll talk to Mr. Partridge about this sun festival.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Am I anywhere close to Elias? Because right now I'm gonna pinch him.
I am actually probably going to turn around, go to the window, and throw up.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
I like this guy, but what do you roll for glare?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Are you far away? See, like Garner, I told you. I didn't know you'd touched a stone.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go. Bye. Actually, I'll meet you outside. The horses are coming. I don't feel well.
All right, yeah. Elias goes out, and Peterson says, "Susan, pack your things. You're going with these nice people."
I'm gonna be downstairs waiting with the horses in case trouble shows up. Probably shouldn't be near everyone else.
Well, I also said that I was going to help with to deal with the horses. So at least
I'm joining you. Sorry,
Hi.
my apologies. My condolences.
So basically, we've left you two to figure
Yeah,
it out.
so
Okay.
Abe and Jonesy, you wait there while Susan packs, and she looks a little miffed, but and she looks at both of you and looks at her luggage.
I got it.
All right, there she's like, well, all right. Do you have a stagecoach?
Yes, of
We have a
sorts.
coach.
Well then, all right, let's go. I guess it'll be good to get home. I feel very weird about this place.
It is a weird place, but we've got you. We've got your luggage.
All right, so everybody, Elias makes a little stop to steal some food. Nobody's in the kitchen; it's totally empty. And you head out to the Shaggin' Wagon. Is that painted on the side of it? I hope it is not.
It's on the back.
I thought we had. Yeah, I think we had the flame on the side.
All right.
Yes.
Susan will look at the wagon and be like, "Well, that's something."
It's quite
in
luxurious
season.
inside.
Yeah.
it's more of an inside joke than anything else.
There are a lot of pillows in here.
I told you it's quite luxurious, ma'am.
Yeah.
And then I just escort her into the
All
back
right,
of the
yeah.
wagon.
She will go in there and sit, and so you guys start to ride out of town.
We're gonna take it easy and we're not going breakneck, and we're gonna be checking in on Susan to see if she's not feeling well as we go.
I'm concerned about all the rest of us too, because all of us have, or at least a lot of us have touched stones at this point.
We're now immune, so
Yeah,
Are we immune to that?
Yeah.
True. Let's see.
So yeah, you start to ride out, and some of you are in the back with Susan, and some of you are, sitting up top the wagon. Who is driving this coach?
I want to be out in the front, but I should not be driving it.
I was going
All
to
right.
drive so Susanna could ride shotgun.
Oh, the very literal shotgun, but with a rifle.
Right. So Elias and Abe are in the back with Susan.
Mhm.
Is there
Um,
room up in the front for 3?
Oh yeah. One of
'Cause
you might be sitting up on the roof, actually.
I'm bringing the shotgun.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, you sit up there and you start to, and remember, you came down into this valley, and so you're heading up. And I need Susanna and Jonesy to make con rolls.
Oh.
I believe you two are the only two who held sunstones before the immunity.
I did too.
Oh, that's right. Abe was a god as well. So Abe, you
Yeah.
need to do it.
I was an Indian god.
All right. Jonesy's fine. Susanna's fine.
Can
Abe,
you
do
re-roll that?
you want to use an
Mhm.
inspiration?
Do we want to? I mean, we've got a big stack, but also I think things aren't going to go great.
Yeah. Also, though, I don't want you ending up like Benjamin. We need every able
Oh, yeah.
hand.
But the further, if this affects us, it's going to affect them. So the further we get, the more peaceful night's sleep we're going to get.
What?
They can't, if we're having trouble getting away and we're not gods, they're not going to be able to follow us.
That's not going to affect Apollo and Ramses, who currently have stones. The stones travel with them. Therefore, they're never separated from the stones, because it's getting away from the stones that causes the sickness.
Technically, we're not away from the stones.
Technically.
You are, well,
That's
fail
true.
Fail this con roll and see what happens.
So I'm thinking it's the area. I think that they're locked to the area. I don't think they can leave the valley.
So
Let-
Abe, are you re-rolling or not?
I don't know. Am I? I need somebody to second it if I am.
Second.
All
Okay.
right.
See what happens here. Put this back in the file. Oh, nice. 16.
All right. Yeah, you all seem fine. And you as you're heading up, it starts to get slowly a little less hot. Not cool, but a little less hot. And you are now about a mile above town. And you look back, and as you look back, you see a large group of people on the beach, and then you just see a beam of light from the heavens, from that sun that is so hanging over everything, just shoot down to the beach and fry something on the beach.
Nothing bad ever happens in Brighton.
Nope.
Oh, good. I thought we were going to miss the festival.
It's actually a pretty good place to see it from.
Right? No fireworks, but this will be, yeah.
It's fire.
All right, Susanna, Jonesy, and Abe, now make me POW rolls. You're now about 1.5 miles out of town.
Is it darker? Because I'm assuming it should be dark.
It is starting to get dark.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's a...
Is it
that's-
95 trouble?
And it's not a fumble.
Not a fumble.
Push the rolls. Nothing
So,
can go wrong.
Jonesy and Abe both failed the roll. Would either of you like to use inspiration?
I don't know.
I mean,
kinda
if you
feel like
want
we
to,
should.
I'm a horrible person who's burning all our inspiration.
I'm in favor. This is the end of an arc.
Yeah. Two
Okay.
of
All
us.
right,
Two
so
of us.
both
We'll
of you
use
reroll.
both.
All right.
Thank you guys
All
for
right.
donating. Yes.
That's... You could get worse than that.
You could.
You
Did you
could.
just Emma it?
Oh, yeah. Like in an epic 99 way.
Outstanding.
Oh,
And Jonesy?
I didn't make it either. I got 55.
All right. So you are both in the back of the truck, and
I'm driving.
oh, that's right. You're driving. Outstanding. All right.
Shit.
So the two of you that failed, you are acutely aware that you almost got violently ill, and the only thing that's going to keep you from getting ill is that stone that you know Jared has. And Abe, if you don't have that stone soon, you're throwing up all over everything.
Where do I know where Jared put it? Do I have a sense
It is
of where
on
the
his
stone
person.
is? Okay. So I basically come popping out the front of the cabin and just put my arms around Jared and be like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm holding on to Jared like an emotional support dog, going, I'm a barf. I'm gonna throw up. I need the stone or I'm gonna be sick. And I'm just holding him in like the bear hug, like just breathing my whiskey barfy breath in his ear.
You've been drinking, Abe?
Well, that's a given. If we had dinner, I mean, yeah.
Day that ends
but,
in
like,
Y.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can just we can pull over and you can throw up. That's not
It's
the
not-
worst thing.
No, it's not going to stop. Like, I need to hold on to the stone.
It's like, can we just stop here? I'm gonna pull the cart over.
All right.
We're just gonna stop here.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared, they're both looking at you like the second guy in the cartoon boat that like sees the person that looks like a turkey leg now.
Mm,
And I'm sitting up front as well. So I'm looking between them, my hands slowly closing into fists, like, okay, are we about to have a fight?
can't give you this stone. You know that.
Then we got to go back.
Abe,
Start-
you're gonna throw up if you don't
Yeah.
get that stone.
Totally
like,
licking my
with the
lips
whole-
and stuff and looking at him.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm watching Jonesy, just like I think I'm the only one strong enough to take her.
Can we just turn back a little bit till you feel better? We don't go all the way back. We just get a little closer.
Yeah.
You're very close to a stone.
Do I
Well,
feel any
yeah.
better holding on to Jared?
You do not. You need that stone in your hands. All right, you throw up all over Jared.
Ah.
And that's what you get for not giving me the stone.
Ah! Damn it, Abe.
You're wishing the bacon had been a little more cooked now, isn't
Oh, that's why I wear a poncho.
it?
It's basically a vomit tarp or other unsavory fluids.
Unsavory fluid tarp. I
Vomit
like
tarp.
it.
Yeah, when you play Call of Cthulhu, you wear a poncho.
That is not a rule that I've ever heard before, but I
Me
like
neither.
it.
Makes sense though.
covers everything else. I'm taking. Well, I mean, no, yeah, I'm taking off.
Don't take it off yet.
And Abe, you don't feel any better.
No,
And Jonesy,
I'm-
you're like the sight of him throwing up makes you even sicker.
Oh, we turn around. We turn around. We turn around.
Yeah, we gotta turn around.
All right, and I'm off the wagon, shaking off my stuff.
All right, he gets farther away, and all you two can think about is that stone. You've got to have that stone.
And I'm not too worried about Abe because he's like a spider monkey, not no actual strength. But I'm watching Jonesy intently. Like I will cold cock you if you go for him.
Do I have enough strength to turn the thing around? And
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna turn it around and go back, and then Jared will get Jared.
Elias, Susie,
What's going on? Why did we stop?
you're okay. Get out.
Okay, I
Grab some
okay,
pillows.
Why am I getting out?
We're camping.
What?
I don't. The
We've
the
got a
wagon's
wagon.
moving.
They're going.
Move back. We're going back a little.
Did someone throw up?
I don't know
Jared
how
did.
you missed it.
Let's get out. We'll make camp here. 3 of us will make camp here.
Yeah.
4 of us will make camp here.
Here. Or Susanna, where you
You have tents?
look up at the sky. and
Oh,
it's
but the
bright.
wagon.
We have to go back a little. Go back. Let's go.
The
I'm
wagon
going
is
back.
your shelter, right?
We have tents actually. I mean, we nailed
Yeah.
one in there, but we have
We did obtain tents a while ago as part of camping gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got all the camping gear. We'll grab.
Yeah, you
some
just
now.
have to get him out of the wagon if you're gonna.
get them out of the wagon and set up camp.
All right, so I'll be like, Jonesy, wait, ease up a bit. Let them get things out, and then we can head back.
Abe, you still don't have that stone.
Nope. So I'm just following Jared around.
All right.
I'm getting further away from the valley.
Well, that's
Go back. Go. Don't you throw up on me again.
You've got to just let me touch a stone for a second, and I'll feel better. I'm not going to throw up.
We don't know what that stone's gonna do to you.
Supposedly
technically-
nothing.
he's probably immune, just like you are.
I mean,
Yeah,
think
but
we
I'm not
talked-
acting like that.
But you didn't turn into a god either. She's Surya.
I mean, you're
For
not
a
you're not
moment.
selling me on giving you the stone. Not gonna pretend I'm not concerned about this.
Well, the problem is you can only give the stone to one of them.
Yeah, so just go back. Go back.
Abe, come back to the wagon. We're gonna go back into the valley, and you'll feel better.
We'll go back until we feel better. Go back
Yeah.
until we feel better.
Yeah. It's
All
fine.
right. So
You don't need to beat up Jared for it.
So Jared, Elias, and Susan are staying here in a tent, 2 tents, she will point out.
Fair.
And the rest of you are going back towards basically waiting until Abe and Jonesy feel better.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just go back until the worst of their symptoms ease up. Like not
All
going
right.
all the way back into the valley.
All right. So Jonesy and Abe make me con rolls as you start to head out, because initially you are leaving a stone.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
hard success.
All right, so
Yeah,
you're
I
you're
know.
both doing better. Abe's cleaned out his system recently, so you go back almost to the edge to the rise of the valley, and so you're now overlooking the town, and you start to feel better.
Okay.
You still especially Abe, if you see a stone, you're gonna try and grab it. You really want a stone.
Okay.
So
Oh.
are they up on a
Dr.
ledge?
Partridge has a stone.
And he needs
Yeah, he
someone to help
does.
him. So I'm going to use my eyeglass to just watch and see how far they go.
All right, yeah, you see them. They go over the rise, and that's when you lose them.
Okay. Well, they've gone over that. Do we? Well, dang it.
That means they're at least a half mile away.
Yeah, I'm gonna use some dirt to try and rub the vomit off my poncho.
All right.
See you rolling on the ground.
So is it a little darker here, or?
Where you guys are, it's almost kind of like perpetual twilight.
Okay.
2000.
Well, it's late, and I think we need to be rested before tomorrow.
Yeah, by now it's like 10:30 at night.
So, well, I'm going to cook up a quick meal. And
Susan
what
will
I
help.
fry.
She's actually quite a good cook. She can whip some stuff up. And
Did you- yeah.
and yeah, you guys. So, you guys go to bed.
Well,
Uh,
I'm gonna like wrap something around my hand and like tie. I'm gonna like,
you are lashing the stone to your hand.
yeah, like I'm trying to think if there's other stuff that I can do. I mean, I'm gonna try not to cut off my circulation, but if someone's trying to get this stone out of my hand, I want to have time to be aware of it and then stab them.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. God, do I make Elias hike back in the middle of the night to? So yeah, you and then I guess in the wagon you're also going to. It is in the wagon. It is not perpetual twilight. It is still noon and it is still 100 degrees.
Could we sleep underneath in the relative shade?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. I mean, it's it's sort of weird because it's like sleeping in a very low bunk bed.
It's fine for me.
I mean, at this point, why don't we just go back to town? Like,
Abe's got a bed there.
yeah, exactly. I got a nice bed. It's in a great location. There's food downstairs.
Well, the problem with that is that the three of us are the ones who were gods, and I don't know about you two, but getting around those stones seems like a real bad idea.
Oh, I do not want to be that god again.
No, I don't want you to be that god again. I might end up shooting you. That god scared me.
I just turn and look at Susan and I'm like, oh.
You were a cannibal. You were staring at everyone waiting to eat their legs. So yeah, you were real fucking scary.
I could handle a turkey leg right about now.
Mm. Is there still food in the wagon?
Elias, make me a luck roll.
I want to use those dice. That's a terrible idea. One.
Oh yeah. So there is Elias somehow left most of the food in the wagon and still
right.
made a lovely dinner for them.
I'm
He
gonna
stole a
eat to
lot of
try and
food,
Feel
apparently.
better.
All right.
Right.
There's fruit and stuff. So there's like apples.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have a good solid meal before we deal with whatever's coming tomorrow.
Well,
Good.
I didn't do really well in geometry, but just based on the angle of that mirror,
Mm-hmm.
optical, whatever the lens is, I don't think he's going to destroy the stones.
What do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to take all the stones and call Azathoth with the beam of light that goes to the sun. I mean, again, got a D in geometry. Teacher wasn't that hot. What am I going to say?
God.
But the angle of the light coming from the sun into the lens it went nowhere. There was no refraction to another. It didn't bounce off the lens and destroy anything. I mean, what did we just see? What
Yeah, it
was
did.
the point of that?
Yeah, it did. It burnt something on the beach.
So that was not from the lens. That was a beam from the
Ah.
sun that came down.
Like somebody had killed one of the other stone people, or attempted to.
It was
Ah.
Ramses killing other Jared for
Fair
not
enough.
having a stone.
That was my comment of him telling me nothing bad ever happens in Brighton.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I that didn't look like it came from that great big piece of glass. That looked like it came straight from the sky, like when Ramses was attacking us. So, best horrible guess. Well, who's always down at the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that other Jared.
Yeah. So,
Hair.
I need a bigger hammer. I think if I had a bigger hammer, I could smash those stones up and not try to put them in some kind of mirror and boil them.
not every problem can be solved with a hammer.
But stones, hammer, kush, poof.
Stones that are the creation of some sort of god that's way beyond what we can comprehend.
Also, it usually just makes smaller stones. You'd have to pulverize them into dust.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Bigger hammer. Don't you think that would work? If we asked for it?
Not really.
I just don't get a feeling that the ritual is a good thing.
Well, so far, what Partridge has said has been correct. We've been immune to touching the stones, at least, which, for better or worse. And when someone tried to flash fry, it was Jared, wasn't it? That they were trying to, yeah. When someone tried to flash fry Jared, it didn't work.
Mhm.
So far, he's been right. But the sacrifice thing makes me worried.
Yeah, I don't understand why doesn't he just, if he's down on the beach with the lens, why does he just fry Ramses right now?
I mean, do you think that would work? Shooting a sun god with a lens full of sunlight?
Partridge also has far fewer stones than either of the other two. Everybody on the ridge, so Abe, Jonesy, and Susanna can make a listen roll.
Damn it, these dice are terrible.
You know,
Ooh.
Jared and Abe, you can make it as well, but you're going to need a hard success.
You
I
know,
got a critical success.
Nice.
I got a regular.
Yeah, my listen is poop.
Regular.
So 99.
Oh, outstanding. Outstanding.
Second one today. The second 99 today.
All right. So, everyone who made the roll hears a gunshot. With a critical success, Susanna, you triangulate the sound of the gunshot to like probably around the hotel.
I'm gonna bet you that's Peterson.
What was Peterson?
That gunshot. There was a gunshot down in the valley, and I think it was around the hotel. And the only person who's had reason to be around the hotel is our own dear buddy Peterson.
Did he have a gun? Did he have a weapon? Did he shoot someone, or do you?
Yeah,
think
he had a
he's-
gun. He was going to threaten to. He was threatening to shoot Susan.
Right.
Jared, you rolled a 99.
Uh-oh.
You hear you wake up, and you are sure that like someone is shooting, trying to get that stone.
Yeah, I got to go further up. I will have the wherewithal to grab a bedroll and
All
of
right.
course my canteen. But yeah, I gotta get and my gun. I'm not like
Elias, you hear Jared packing up.
Where are you going?
Did you hear that?
No.
It's
So
not.
what did you hear? Is there a
Someone's
bear?
coming for the stone. Someone's coming for the stone. He's not stopping. He's moving up the mountain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab him first and be like, wait, no, what did you hear?
Gunshots
Where?
close by. You stay here. I'll draw them away.
Susan like pokes her head out of her tent. Gunshots?
I think we made a mistake.
I'm gonna shake you free and run to the.
We gotta.
Yeah, Abe is heading further up into the.
No, we gotta go into town.
Jared's moving. No, he's going up. Going up. I'll be back.
Join us in town. But I'm going to town.
All right, it's like it's 1 a.m. So it's kind of twilight where you are. But it's still 1 a.m.
You know what? The ritual has to happen at noon tomorrow. That's fine. Okay, go to sleep.
We made a mistake. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. So Jared heads off on his own. Susan questions her life choices and closes her tent and goes back to sleep. Okay, on the ridge, are you guys doing anything?
I mean, I don't know if there's much that we can do, to be perfectly honest,
Not
because
until tomorrow.
I mean, if someone got shot, they'll have bled out by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Half mile?
Half
You could
mile in a
run that.
wagon.
Yeah, but you can run it. And, you know
Well-
what?
We just got raided. That's what.
Oh.
The Welcome Inn just raided us. This is becoming a weekly thing. So thanks for joining us, guys. You're just in time.
Nothing bad has happened.
Welcome in.
So Elias goes to lay down and immediately is like, no, there's something wrong. And he is going to get out and he's going to run to them.
All right. So you zip off, and it takes you about 20 minutes, but you get to the wagon. You all hear the huffing and puffing as Elias is like, he gets to the wagon.
Elias?
Jared said there was a gunshot. Are they
Yeah.
coming? Where are they?
The gunshot came from in front of the hotel or somewhere in that vicinity. It was a ways away. I'm amazed you all heard it.
I didn't. Jared freaked out. He went into the mountains.
Ah.
Oh,
Yeah. So also, Susan is by herself there in a tent, and hopefully bears don't come. So, but I
So
think
chivalrous of you.
what?
so Partridge is immune to sun damage, but he can be shot just like anybody else.
Yeah, that's
And
accurate.
if he can't do the ritual tomorrow because he's dead, I'm just throwing it out there, maybe. Hopefully he's not. Or I don't know, maybe. But that I don't know. What do you think? What's gonna happen? What do we do?
Well, I think it depends on who got shot. If it was Peterson doing the shooting, chances are good that it might have been Partridge getting shot, because trying to shoot anyone else would be suicide. If that's the case, chances are bad that he survived it, because there was only the one gunshot, first of all. And second, I mean, Rebecca did all the translating. So she might be able to do the ritual.
It took me like 5 minutes to run here.
And you're that out of breath, man?
I do not believe
Yes.
that it only took you 5 minutes to run that.
It was uphill. It was uphill all the way here.
But so,
It was
wait,
not. It's
Wait.
downhill.
so Jared, where's Jared? He's not with her. He.
That's a good question. Where is Jared?
He ran off into the mountains. I am going to run into town.
All right, Elias
I-
just takes off into
Yeah.
town.
All right. Well, if Jared has disappeared off into the mountains, I'm less worried about him because those two will get sicker the further away that they get. So I'm going to take off after Elias. Fuck it.
All
Let's-
right, so you're leaving the wagon here.
Actually, let's just take the wagon to
Wait.
town at this point. I would like
But
to go
wait,
back
we
to
have-
bed.
We have person. We need to get her, don't we?
Right. How about this? Jonesy and Abe, collect Susan, come down and meet us. I'm at the hotel. Oh, shit.
They're going after
Elias,
Jared.
Elias, you are the only one who's able to get further away without there being some risk.
Is Elias down the hill already?
He stopped when you said the wagon. He's like, I don't have to run. He was hopeful.
Yeah.
but-
Okay. You guys go back into town. I am going to go back out and sleep in a tent.
I was about to say, want to consider that sentence again?
All of this to come and tell us there was a gunshot. Jared ran away to go back. Okay.
At this point, Partridge is bled out. So let's.
All right. So are we going to go back to the hotel, or are we going to stay a little ways out of town? We need to decide.
I thought we stay here. It's just we can't do
Okay.
anything else.
The original plan. I'm going to go back to the tent where it's dark. You guys stay here.
Enjoy the darkness. I wish I could join you there.
Dark is a strong word.
Well, it's darker.
It is darker. All right, so Elias walks back this time. So by the time any of you get to sleep, it's probably 2, 3 in the morning.
Arms slung across the eyes.
Yeah, and
Buried in
Jonesy,
it. Done?
you are going to lose 6 hit points because this is the first time you've slept since Jenkins said he wanted he'd see you.
Right.
So you get munched on. And you wake up. Elias, you're not actually sure when you wake up, but Abe, you've got a pocket watch, so you wake up around 8 a.m.
Okay. All right, perfect. Just in time for breakfast. Need a big breakfast. I'm cooking up whatever Elias has got left in the.
There is quite a pantry here.
tent. Yep.
With that 01, there's quite a
Because I
pantry.
figure we're going to be busy at noon with the Sun Festival, so we might as well eat a big breakfast.
All right. So are you coming back, Jared, when you wake up?
I mean, is it? I'm gonna wait to see if it becomes naturally light out, right?
Yes. Yeah, you go far enough away that you're in actual darkness and in snow. It's quite cold, which is great for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, then I move a little back down.
Right.
I try to find a happy medium in all of this to get some rest.
Happy medium. Yeah.
But you get some sleep, and then once it's sort of more naturally light, you head back. Is that
I mean, it's not till noon, so I'm sleeping in.
all right?
Like,
Susan is up quite early, and she starts cooking breakfast,
All right,
and that kind of gets you up.
get up, get a hot start. I'm gonna morning, Susan. I'm gonna pack the tent up pretty quick.
Okay. Are we leaving?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go back into town.
Oh, so I thought we were going home.
We were coming out here to be safe for the night and actually get some sleep before we going back into town. People in town don't sleep.
I had a bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And curtains.
Anyway, the wagon is just a half mile uphill up that big hill right there. So
So
I'll
we're
pack up the
walking a
tents.
half mile.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do
Where
you want
did
to
your
stay here in
friend
the
go?
tent? I mean, if you want to stay here in the tent, you're
By
welcome.
myself?
To.
Are there
Yes.
bears out here?
I think that is a yes.
Well, I'm not sure I want to stay by myself if there are bears.
Okay, good. And let's get back to the tent, to the wagon. I'm gonna put the packs, like load all the tents up into the pack. These are
Right.
heavy.
Jared, the smell of breakfast might draw you in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could come down that far, and then sleep a little longer in the tent.
They so you come down as they're packing up.
What are you all doing?
Apparently, we're walking to the wagon.
Well, look at the time, right? It's still early.
I think it's Wednesday.
Jared, I think we need to get back and get a lay of the land before we, just to make sure that the Sun Festival actually happens.
Well, I might hang back a bit, seeing as how Ramsey's looking to kill me.
I'll stay with Jared.
Okay. Sure.
But I'll come down towards the festival.
Okay. Bring the tents. I'll leave the tents here, too. You carry them. And then he takes off up the hill.
All right, yeah, you
That much.
you make it to the wagon right as they're finishing off their sumptuous breakfast.
Okay, hey, we going?
Yeah, I reckon. Where's Jared? Did he ever come back?
He and Susan are gonna stay there for a little while. Jared's afraid of getting killed.
That's probably a good idea. We're concerned, to loop you into the conversation, that Partridge might not be doing the ritual like he said. That things. What he's done so far has been very helpful as far as making us immune to the stones and being blasted by them. But with that much power in your hands, anyone might be tempted.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I have a hard time trusting anyone.
Yep. I totally understand.
So we're gonna go see what's happening. Actually, from here, we're only half mile out. I'm gonna use my eyepiece and see.
All right, make me a spot hidden roll.
And because this might be important, do our magic points regenerate after that sleep?
No.
Fuck.
Regular success.
Regular success. You notice that Ramses has a much larger following around him. And yeah, that's what the regular says. That's what you get.
Okay. I do want to train on the beach to see if the lens is up.
Oh, there's in the chair where naked Jared was laying, there's now just a pile of ash. And Partridge is standing. He's standing on that podium doing something.
So I say Partridge is alive. He's on the podium. Ramses has a significant following. I don't see Celia anywhere.
All right. Well, at least Partridge is alive. That is better news than I had hoped for after that gunshot last night. I wonder who was shooting and at who.
I'm gonna take a few moments and scan towards the hotel. I don't know. It might be blocked by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much that's what you see. What you got. You can't see the back of the hotel from here.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see the hotel, so I don't know what's happening.
So you guys are heading down into the valley, back into town. All right, we cut back to Jared, and Susan excuses herself briefly, and all of a sudden you feel a knife at your throat, Jared, and you hear Susan say, "Give me that stone," and that's where we're going to go to break. So we are going to go to break. We will be back just as soon as 6 people can use 5 bathrooms. Boy, that's going to be weird to say that the real way when we get there.
Right?
And it's going to make the breaks longer.
Yeah.
Welcome back. When we left, there was a knife at Jared's throat. And you hear Susan's voice say, "Give me that stone."
So not to be incredibly arrogant, but this is Dr. Peterson's daughter. And if she learned anything about fighting or holding a knife from him, like his default mode is just, he kind of glances down just to see if her hand is even holding the knife correctly.
It looks like, she got the basics of sharp end against your throat, but this is not a fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to do something kind of stupid, I suppose.
Okay.
Like, sure, let me hand that over to you.
All right. She keeps the knife at your throat.
Oh yeah.
She's like, and her other hand comes around you and holds out.
Okay. I'm still going to, as quickly and best I can, get one hand up between the knife and my throat around her arm. With the other hand, throw a fistful of dirt in her face.
I like it. I'm going to say you're making a fight brawl roll, and she's going to try a dodge roll with disadvantage because you are surprising her.
Push it! Or use inspiration. What do we want to do?
You can't inspire a 99. She goes ass over tea kettle.
Yes.
Dropping the knife. You almost feel bad as she flops over, like spitting out sand and crying.
Well, I'm taking the knife first thing.
Yeah, the knife is right there on the ground. It's one of the cooking knives that Elias used.
This isn't even. No, when I hold out my Bowie knife, this is what you'd use. This is for chopping, not for stabbing.
Just give me the stone.
No. They'll kill you.
I'll kill myself.
Not with this. Sorry.
That does not help her not cry.
Holy shit, that got dark.
Look, we'll go down to the valley. You'll feel better.
The only thing that will make me feel better is if I have a stone. I was a goddess.
No, you weren't. You were something. It was a facsimile.
When you say no, you weren't, she just breaks down sobbing.
Look, what you are now is real. Don't get hung up on that nonsense. That was all in your head. I'm starting to pack up everything because she's not going to help. Well, she wasn't going to help to begin with, but
All right. Yeah, you start packing, and she's just sitting there and crying.
Well, I did all the comforting I could. I gave it my best effort.
Oh man, that's a great episode title.
Like, you're crying over nothing. Stop being stupid. You get the stone, you're gonna die.
Because that sentence has ever worked on a female person in the history of ever.
Yeah, she will sit there and she'll cry, but when you get up and you start walking, she'll get up and start walking.
Yep. Trust me, you're alive. It's better.
All right.
Better
so,
than something.
All right. So now you guys heading down into town.
I'm going slow though. I am in no rush.
She's wearing boots, not heel boots. So yeah, she's going pretty slow as well. She's not enjoying this hike. You head down in the wagon, and you pass the cottages, which are on the outskirts of town as you come in, and standing there is Ramses, and you're pretty sure almost everybody in town is filling those pews. And he looks at you and he says, there are the non-believers. One of them has a stone. Bring it to me. And about 100 people just go and look at all of you.
Maybe a little faster, Jonesy?
Yeah.
Where are you headed?
We were going toward the beach, yes?
All right, so you're going to ride around the promenade. The mob starts to follow you.
And I'm like sitting up on the bench, rifle at the ready. If anyone gets too close, I'm gonna take out a kneecap or something. Try not to kill people, but get them off of us.
All right. Blowing off someone's leg will kill someone, just to
Eventually.
Harder target to hit, though. So.
All right.
That's accurate. Center of mass is definitely a much more effective target.
Apparently, there are no innocents here. You guys will ride up to Partridge. I'm guessing is where you're headed. And Partridge will see you coming, and he'll say, "Oh, welcome! You're here for the Sun Festival."
Yes. Hi.
I need your stone.
We don't have it. The fellow that has it is staying out of town.
What? Why?
Because that's the
whole
smart
point of this is to destroy the sunstones.
Because there's a mob of 100 fucking people following us trying to get that damn stone, and the only thing that's saving us right now is that it isn't here.
Well, all right, fine. Hold on. Move your wagon out of the way. And he will stand in front of this lens, and the mob starts to come this way. And he will say, he'll look at the mob and he'll say, "Come no further. The Sun Festival has not begun yet." And they keep coming, and he will take the two or three, I can't remember, however many stones he has, and he will put them in the lens and point it towards the mob. And in the ground in front of them, just this furrow of fire appears. "I said, come no further. At the appropriate time, the festival will commence. Bring your Ramses to me then. But until then, be gone." And the furrow of fire seems to have convinced them that they should go elsewhere.
Man, you just cannot get good. You just cannot get good zealots these days.
Should we lead them out of I forget what's north of here. Let's lead them north so that when Jared comes, they're not going to mob him alone.
Honestly, I mean, Jared is well accustomed to being quiet and sneaky. He might just sneak his way in.
The one of you with a stone is by himself?
He's with some former god.
That's right, Elias. Just keep digging.
You left the one of you with a stone alone with someone who is addicted to the stones.
Yeah, she's not all that strong. I'm not too worried. He's survived this long by being smart-ish and strong.
I'm kind of worried. This is the second Jared we've had.
And the third that we've seen. Look, we can only focus on so many things at a time. And right now we're trying to focus on this festival and the idea that you have.
I mean, if we don't have all the stones, the problem is not solved.
Who got shot last night?
Celia.
They shot her.
They met in a great clash, and their powers canceled each other out, and Ramses remembered he was a police deputy, and Celia remembered that she was a professor.
Yeah.
And now Ramses is ascendant. He's the only god left.
So how are you going to lure him here if the whole point was to, if what they were saying was that it was a showdown between gods?
Oh, he'll hand his stones over willingly. It's part of the Sun Festival.
Right. And if he doesn't,
He'll try and destroy me, and it won't work.
uh-huh.
But he has more stones than you. But you're saying that you have more weapons than he does?
He's immune, remember?
I'm immune. And
But there's people.
I know the language of these stones, thanks to Rebecca's work.
Did you happen to get a sacrifice?
No, are you volunteering?
No.
Well,
But you need one. How many hours do we have to find one?
well, 2 or 3.
Have you seen Dr. Peterson?
I think I saw him over by Ramsey's.
Okay.
Right.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get your friend with the stone and bring him here.
Ooh.
Because again, the whole point of this is to destroy all the stones, not most of the stones.
All right. How do we? Okay. So I'm going to use my eyepiece and look up at the ridge to see, where they're at in the process. So I start down, by the pews, and he's not there.
Nope.
And he's not
It looks
there.
like he's stopped at the ridge. Looks like he's like standing. You see like a silhouette of him and Susan is kind of like.
That's
Not
adorable.
allowed to use the silverware anymore.
Abe, give me your
What?
mirror.
All right. Don't break it.
I'm going to take the mirror and actually signal up to Jared.
Right? With the semaphore code that you all developed earlier.
I'm just shining it in the direction.
Yeah. So you see a little light shining from down by the beach.
I duck.
I think we need something more powerful than this. Can I borrow that lens?
There's a duck laser.
Why aren't you just going and getting him?
We have to go past the angry mob again.
All right. If I'm using one of the horses, I can probably get around them pretty fast.
All right.
I can also provide a fair amount of cover, should you require it.
We probably will. There's 100 of them that are trying to get the stone from us because they think we have it. Because
All right. Well,
over there pointing them at us.
here's what we'll do. You head out. I will. I'll summon the power of the lens and distract them. Then, when you're coming back, when I see that ridiculous wagon coming back down the hill, I will once again summon the power of the lens.
If it's just gonna be me and Jared, I'm just gonna take a horse. I'm not the wagon will move too slow.
So you're not bringing the woman.
She can walk back if she wants.
Okay, sure.
Well, why don't we park the wagon and take 2 horses, and then we can put both of them on the back. I'm terrible at riding. I'll just throw that out there. So
I am very good at riding.
And then silence descended on the rest of the.
No, I've got some ride. I can do this.
I don't want you going out of town,
Oh, yes.
and especially not near Jared. So, Elias, it's gonna have to be you and me.
okay then.
Well, as long as nothing stressful happens, you don't have to make a ride roll.
Perfect.
Almost immediately, something stressful happens. As those of you who are sticking around can see, he once again takes his stones in the lens, and a lance of light will shoot out and just immolate one of the cottages near where those guys are sitting, and it like explodes and like stuff is flying everywhere. And your horses are past, and you're headed up the thing, and both of you make me ride rolls as things explode.
Cool.
Well, in the box.
Yes, in the box is good.
So that is a fail.
All right.
Shocking no one. Mine is a success. 44
Alright.
out of 80.
Okay. So, Elias, you have some trouble getting your horse under control, and some of the mobs see you because of that before you can take off running. But it wasn't like a fumble or anything, so that's just you don't like get thrown or anything like that. You just you are now behind Susanna.
Okay. I may actually just I'm gonna get the horse, go this way, and just try and go. I don't know where I'm going.
So to the right is the beach. To the left, you'd be running along the river.
Well, because if they've seen me, then I don't want to lead them up.
So you haven't seen any of these people leave town.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess ride up. Continue
All right.
riding.
So they kind of will, they're still worried about the fire spreading from that cottage, and so they seem to be paying attention to that. You both, Jared, you see the two horses come running up with Susanna and Elias on them.
All right, I'm still going to stay low. I've seen Death Beam shoot out of there, and that light flashed towards us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as we're getting further up, I'll start calling Jared's name periodically.
All right.
Yeah, I'll shout back. I mean, I'm not like staying hidden behind the ridge, but I'm like staying low. That's all.
All right.
You can find me.
So you will get up there, and I guess Susan is going to ride with Elias, and Jared's going to ride with. Okay. Susanna, make me a POW roll.
Okay. 43 out of 60.
All right. You are acutely aware, but able to resist the pull of the stone somewhere on Abe's person.
Abe. Oh, sweet.
Oh, not sorry, on Jared.
Don't insult Jared like
you
that.
actually see the stone is like lashed to his hand. You get a glimpse of it.
That's smart. All right, so load up. We're getting all the stones together so that we can burn all of the damn things and get this over with.
They still trying to kill me?
Well, they're trying to kill all of us. Ramses pointed them at us as we came in with the wagon. That's why we're on horses and not on the wagon. Hold on tight. I may have to do evasive maneuvers.
All right.
Yeah, Susan, hold on extra tight. This horse may make evasive maneuvers.
With or without your help.
You're supposed to hold both of those straps.
Susan, how are you as a rider?
I went to prep school.
That
okay, you
does
drive
not-
the horse.
She's like, really? All right.
If you're a better rider than Elias, yes, please. I don't want to see that horse get hurt.
All right. She looks at Elias. She says, "Get behind me."
Just as a heads up, she did try to kill me, so you might want to keep an eye on her.
Oh,
I didn't try to kill you. I
Just
tried
roll
to
that
get
up.
the stone.
Well,
How'd you try to do that?
either way, Elias doesn't have a stone, so she's probably safer over there. And if she makes a grab at you, I'm a much better rider, and we can get the fuck away.
All right.
let's
Let's
ride.
do it.
So you ride down, and you make a ride roll, and Susan will make a ride roll. Oh man, wow! Susan, had a critical success.
I got 20, so I got a hard success.
Oh man, Susan races ahead of you
Nice.
and like jumps her horse over the flaming fire.
Ah!
She's like, "This horse is great."
Yeah, Susanna's just grinning like a mad woman, loving the hell out of this. She might even let out a little bit of a whoop of delight.
And you easily outpace the mob with those rolls, those excellent rolls.
Trying to get these horses killed?
I'm not going to get a horse killed with me riding it. Not like this. Unnatural shit I have no control over.
Partridge looks at Jared. "Give me the stone."
very slowly and reluctantly and distrustfully, Jared hands over the stone, glancing at everyone else. All right, no one else is objecting to this.
All right, he'll take it, and he just sort of like casually like puts it in his pocket with the other three, and he says, "All right, willing sacrifice." And that's when Rebecca Newman shows up
Oh boy.
and volunteers.
Oh boy.
She and she says, and like immediately Partridge is like, no. She's like, no one else is gonna do it, Denby. I've read the scrolls. I know you need the sacrifice, and I know it has to be willing. I love you. I'll do this for you. And Partridge walks away. Like he goes down to the beach for some to sort of gather himself alone.
That's very brave of you, Professor.
He's the only one who can do the ritual. I don't know hand-waving stuff that he does.
You didn't pick up on that when you were translating the scrolls?
No, the whole point of reading them is to not learn how to do it.
I'll take your word for that. I always assumed that reading something was to learn how to do it.
No, not things like that. That's how you end up in a funny farm. But he's gonna volunteer. He's gonna try and do the sacrifice. None of you can do?
I
No.
kind of look towards Jonesy in a questioning mark.
What are you looking at me for?
Denby, come back. And he comes back, and he's, his eyes are red, and he says, I'll be the sacrifice. You can't do that, Denby. I don't know how to do the things that you can do with the words that I translate. And Denby he starts crying.
Why don't you two go and have a moment over there? We'll watch over things, make sure them cultists don't get any closer.
All right.
Take a moment or two.
Yeah, they'll go down to the beach. And there's some fierce hugging going on.
And just turn my back a little bit to give them some privacy.
Yeah.
They're out in the open. There's not a lot I can do to give them privacy, but give them the moment that they need.
Yeah. And in that moment, you realize that it is now uncomfortably hot, and the sun is taking up like a third of the sky.
Is it getting closer, or is that just me?
Awful.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this. I stay out of the hot territories for a reason.
What can we do? We need to do something.
What do you recommend? Are you going to volunteer to be a sacrifice? Jared, you're muted.
You're muted.
Aha! You wouldn't think it'd be too hard with the mindset of some of these people to convince them to throw their lives away.
Well, the
Well,
problem is that they're all committed to Ramses. I mean, maybe Peterson, because
If Ramses wants them to do it, they'll do it.
That's not
I
willing.
don't see why he
Willing.
doesn't just ask Ramsey to provide one who's willing. Ask him to provide a volunteer.
he's going to ask why. I think we're going to be doing well just to get him to give up the stones as part of the ritual.
He's got all the followers now.
And most of the stones.
Well, he needs the last of the stones, and he can't. This is how he has to get them. That's how he has to get them. That's the best I got. Unless Jonesy over there has an awful idea.
We could ask Brown Jenkins.
No, you
Get
do,
him to do something real. Get him to do something good for us.
You do not call that fucking thing in. Not unless you want me to walk away right fucking now. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that, but not right now. The things are too dire right now. But you do not call that thing in, or I walk away.
I understand. I'm trying to think of anything that we could do that would. I would love to smash the stones myself and not worry about. We just need a bigger hammer.
Hammers do not solve all of the problems. And in this case, if this is something from like the dawn of creation or beyond that, it is beyond our understanding. Those two, and I'll point over at Partridge and Rebecca, they understand it, kinda, maybe. And they believe this is the only way. Us, we haven't even read the fucking things. We don't understand it. We don't understand the language that it uses.
Let's see. When you say that, Jared and Jonesy, make intelligence rolls.
That's where I'm a Viking.
Ooh. Intelligence. Yes, very extremely successful. I'm so smart.
So Jonesy, you remember that when you had said, when you were like upbraiding Jenkins for not helping, that he'd said that he was sure the scrolls were in Abyssinian, despite what Newman said that they weren't. Like when he and Jared were making the corrections.
So she's getting it. Oh, I'm not. I don't know.
And no, it's just. Yeah. But I will bring it up. No, I remember. Remember that they said it. Jenkins was saying it was in Abyssinian when he was helping you.
Yeah, he said he was sure of it. You think she's getting it wrong?
Oh, shit.
If she did get it wrong, then...
Oh, the whole thing could go wrong.
Exactly. I think we need to tell them. I need to tell them.
All right, yeah, I'll go down with you.
All right.
All right, so you approach them, and they are like whispering to each other.
I know.
Both are crying.
Hey, to break this up, we're pretty sure that language was Abyssinian. We think you might have gotten some of this wrong.
We need you to really try again.
Newman like looks at you for a second. What?
Yes, Abyssinian.
You got one of the languages wrong. They're probably similar, but the notes that I gave, you should probably be going off of those. I don't know if we have time, but
it's, oh God. I mean, I have an hour. All right, I'll go look again. And I'll try my Abyssinian.
Do you have any memory? Do you have any memory of it, Jared?
Well, maybe we can go back. I'm looking at Susanna. I leave to Jonesy. What she don't know won't hurt her.
It will hurt Jonesy, however.
Hey, somebody's gonna get punched.
I've already gotten hurt a couple times, so.
She starts heading back, and she's like, Denby, start getting ready. I'll be back at noon to do what I have to do. And she starts running towards
We're going.
the hotel.
I'm going to go with her. We're going. Yeah.
So Elias, Abe, and Susanna, you see the three on the beach just take off. Three on the beach take off running and towards the hotel. And you see Partridge like takes a long moment to like get himself together, and then starts to slowly walk back up towards y'all.
Okay. Before we go much further, the Apollyon with 500 bits for whomever Ezra thinks deserves it most. So it could be Ezra.
I give it to the Baroness.
No, it has to. You know the rules.
It has to be on the show, and as much as we all want her to be on the show, she isn't at the moment.
It's whoever I think deserves it most. The Baroness does. I'll give it to.
I think, given the amount of bits out here, there's a good chance the boy gets the bits. But
Yeah, it says it's what you think.
Depends on what happens in the next
Pick
hour.
your favorite child already.
All right, I pick Amy.
Ooh.
Yeah, surprising no one.
It's because we hate backstory.
The two of you are alike in mind.
So Partridge is gonna. He asks you guys to help, like, lining things up, like making sure that the lens is properly set into this thing.
So I ask him, can you describe what are we about to experience? Can you describe the process? What are we about to see?
Well, so we're gonna put this lens is convex. I hope I'm getting that right. Where's that concave? I think it's concave. And it is going to be a resting bed for all of the stones and the willing sacrifice. And the blood of the willing sacrifice will destroy the stones.
But how do you get the stones?
There could be an explosion. It's unclear.
That happens to us. How do you get the stones from Ramses into the lens?
Oh, he's going to give them to me.
You say that with certainty. I mean, but he wants them more than anything else.
Oh, he does. But he's also a slave to them. And I know the command words for them. That's why I needed them all in one place. I mean, it's too bad that Celia had to get shot. But you got to break some eggs to make an omelet.
I will very carefully not mention that his partner is going to be one of those eggs.
Yeah, he seems more upset about that than the other
Well,
people.
I mean, of course he does. That makes sense.
It's nice to know he's not an utter psychotic killer. Yeah. He's only mostly a sociopath.
I mean, I could make a comment about people from masks. Sorry.
I was just curious, where did you learn all this?
I've been an archaeologist for 30 years.
But Rebecca said that she doesn't know the hand waving and things, but she's the one who translated it.
Oh, you mean the mystical side of it. So the mystical side of it, as you may have noticed, belief is a powerful force. And Rebecca is a wonderful woman, but she is an engine of logic. She doesn't believe in any of this. And if you don't believe you can do something, you can't do it. I, on the other hand, believe with the fire of 1,000 suns.
Like that one.
I do not like that particular phrasing at the moment.
That this is my moment in the sun.
Also terrible phrasing.
What happens when you destroy the stones?
Well, as I said, there could be an explosion. It's really unclear. Hopefully, the willing sacrifice. He very carefully is only referring to it as the willing sacrifice. The willing sacrifice and the stones dissolve in the lens from the heat of the sun, and the sacrifice and the sacrifice of the stones and the willing sacrifice send that thing back to wherever it came from.
And where's the pouch? How does the pouch fit into all this? Because it also needs to be destroyed.
The
Otherwise,
pouch,
people will pull more stones.
the pouch is gone. The pouch has been destroyed. That's Simpson destroyed it 2 weeks ago.
Can I insight that?
Sure,
Or
yeah. Make a psychology roll.
that?
Nope.
Yeah, that's a negative. That's a 94.
Oof. Can I join on that as well?
He's lying. You don't believe a word he says.
I don't. But I also am going to wait. I'm just going to kind of seethe and kind of back up a little bit.
Elias is brooding. All right. We don't have much more time. And we cut to the hotel room where
Where the
Rebecca-
action is happening.
that's right.
Translating.
Just like Cthulhu, the libraries, you know. She runs to her desk and she starts like, where's my dictionary?
I gave it to the guy to give back to her with an apology. You did not
So
apologize.
I mean, yeah, you guys, you will find her dictionary like sitting on an end table.
Jared will help with that. Jared's looking at Jonesy.
Yeah, and Jonesy's gonna go in one of the in the restroom.
All right.
I'm just saying, Jenkins, my ankle is hurting, and you owe me.
I don't owe you. That was what you owed me.
No. Last time I asked you for help, you said you were going to give my friend the translations that we needed. Yeah?
I did that. I told him it's Abyssinian. And I gave him the notes, the corrections.
But you didn't give him everything.
You only had the one scroll.
We have more. So you still owe me more. We need everything.
I gave you everything for right then that you had.
That's not what I see. And this thing goes both ways. You take from me, you give to me. This is what I'm asking you to help us again. We don't think that we don't think that it's been translated all correctly. And if we don't do it correctly,
I beg your pardon. I translated it wonderfully.
No. What you had, you did. Yes. Yeah. We have more. We need to make sure that we've translated the whole ritual correctly, or we could lose the world. Do you want to go to Berlin for lunch again?
It was Vienna.
It was Vienna for breakfast. Do you want to go to Bali for massages? Do you want to be able to do any of those things? Then you need to concentrate and help us, or there'll be no more blood for you. The whole world will be taken over.
How much time we got?
A couple hours.
Yeah, you don't have a couple hours.
One.
Oh, I thought we had two.
A
Sorry.
couple hours? What am I, a miracle worker? All
I
right, let
thought
me see what you got.
All right, but it's going to be. You could talk to Jared again, but there's one other woman who's in there. So.
You walk out, and Rebecca screams. What is that thing?
He's my pet rat.
You've never seen a rat before? You're on edge, lady. I know you wanted the sacrifice thing. You need to focus on the work at hand.
Jared, you'll be able to help now.
You speak Abyssinian?
No, but he knows and sees you.
What?
What?
I'm talking to my rat.
What?
I'm talking to my rat. So Jared.
So
knows.
you speak Abyssinian?
Who's she talking to?
She's talking to
right
you,
now?
Jared. She looks at Jared. And
Oh,
it's clear on my
Jonesy-
screen who she's talking.
Jonesy is a bit better at that. I help out a little.
But you're the one who made the notes.
Well, yeah, but Jonesy was helping. I'm an assistant. You should here. I'm going over to Jonesy,
She's talking to a rat.
pushing over to the.
Oh, you okay? All right. You would like me to do it? All right.
You're the expert.
So you speak Abyssinian?
I can read it.
Time, people.
Yes,
Yeah.
show me the scroll that has the ritual that he's going to be doing. We need to make sure.
All right, so here, and she'll like roll out the scroll on her table, and she'll start like going through the various pictograms, and she'll be like, so this looks like a melange of Aramaic and Babylonian and maybe some cuneiform. I'm not sure. I mean, it could be Abyssinian. What do you think?
And I scritch the rat.
All right. There's not a subtle bone in Jenkins' body. He says quite audibly.
Oh, she can hear too?
Well, I mean, you don't know, but he says quite audibly, I told you it's Abyssinian. It's clear. Look at the serifs there. It's gotta be Abyssinian. And she just is staring.
Yeah.
Let's make a sand roll, I think. That's a 97.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, we got it.
She just stands up and she goes, "No!" And she runs out of the room.
I don't know. That seems like the sanest thing to do right now.
I was really hoping that he would be able to talk through me.
Well,
go get her, Jared. Go get her, Jared, and then I'll.
No, we don't got time for this. Work on the. Let's start going over the.
All right. Come on. I said, go, Jenkins. You'll know what this means. You know this means you won't get any more blood from me. You won't get. We'll all die. You won't get no blood from anybody. Help now.
I mean, you're all going to hell. I'll see you there.
Don't you got some kind of arrangement?
Well, yeah, that's the whole secret of this deal. I get you coming and going.
The arrangement is.
But aren't you going to help in order to get that?
You need to honor your contract and help now.
Man, there's a lot of what I need to do, and Jenkins do this, Jenkins do that.
Jenkins, listen to me. We have a deal, right? We have a deal, and you need to help with this, or there is no deal because you didn't help, right?
Do I have the other translation with the notes? Because I like.
Yeah, you're starting to like try and figure those out.
Yeah. Let's concentrate.
I'm trying to compare the characters and see if I can make any.
Yeah. No, concentrate. Let's go.
And so Jenkins now, he's like lying on the desk with like his back legs are like dangling up in the air, and he's like this, and he's like he's holding a pin, and he's like, all right, so sunstones, command words. Yeah. Ooh, Jenkins rolls an odd 7. Yeah, no, it's Abyssinian, all right. And it looks like, according to this, something happens to the sacrifice. But it's unclear what, but it doesn't seem bad.
The sacrifice is a sacrifice, yeah?
Well, yeah. Does it seem good?
I mean, it seems like the sacrifice somehow gets to commune with Azathoth.
Oh. Jonesy, you wanna take up that little deal? Because I don't think Rebecca here is going to be able to handle that after not being able to deal with our friend here.
You want me to sacrifice myself now?
No, that's not happening. She owes me.
Well, you guys finish up here. Anything you need to do, I'm going to run back and let them know what happens. Hopefully she hasn't already gone to agree to it, because she's going to lose her mind. and I trot out.
All right. We cut to the stage, and Rebecca comes running up like a little wild-eyed, and she looks at like the three of you, and she's like, "What the hell is that thing?"
What thing?
"You're consorting with demons."
What did you see?
"The human-faced rat."
Oh, Hot Tub
Oh.
Jenkins.
Oh, I'm gonna kill her.
"What the hell is that thing?"
He's an investor.
"What? Denby, we've got to go now. They're doing something with that demon."
I'm sorry. Us consorting with demons is worse than what you're doing with translations and sunstones. You ain't got any room to throw stones here, lady.
"I'm doing scholarly work. I don't have some demon sitting on my shoulder telling me what to do."
Scholarly work is going to involve your blood getting spilled. That ain't demonic. According to everything that I saw growing up, that is.
"I wish that was not the case."
Well, then maybe don't be so judgmental about what you're seeing.
Maybe we just take it down a notch here. We've got this whole place is gonna be destroyed if we don't follow through with this ritual.
"And Denby's going to save us all."
And Denby's gonna save us all.
And so Partridge will say, all right. Hold on. "Ramses, I summon you."
Oh, fuck.
And the mob starts to move. And Jared, you all and Jonesy, like right as Jared runs out the door, you hear the booming voice of Partridge summoning Ramses.
Yeah, what do I roll to book it more than I was gonna?
Make me a con roll.
I am almost tempted to not use the cursed dice.
Almost, he says.
And not use do you want to inspire? Because that would be, I'm going to push it. This is.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So
quickly get it out of his system and keep running. He can run and throw up. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I push it?
Sure. I will never say no to that.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, you'll get there. Did you get a regular success?
Yeah, just a regular success.
All right. So you will get there in 3 rounds.
And he's shouting as he gets, like, as he's invisibility. The sacrifice coming.
So unfortunately, right now, over God speaking, your shouts are not heard. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna count down these 3 rounds with one. You're each gonna get 1 action each round. So on the first round, Partridge, all I can think of is Hermes. God, I'm getting old. The god of the other god whose name I've already forgotten. Ramses. There we go. Ramses will. That was embarrassing. Ramses is starting to float towards the bandstand. Oh my! Ramses is floating very quickly, and Partridge is starting to chant, and you can all, the 3 of you on the stage can hear Newman under her breath, Rebecca under her breath, just saying, "There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way." Like trying to like psych herself up or something. So we start with Susanna. What are you doing? What is your first action?
Do I see Jared?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Then my first action is to reach over and put like a comforting hand on Newman's shoulder, like, it's gonna be all right.
Okay. Elias?
So just lay of the land. We moved the shaggin' wagon out of here, right? Like we took
The
it to
shaggin'
safe
wagon is
spot.
sort of off to the left, away from. It's not
it's
between
away.
the gang and them. Yeah.
It's away from an explosion.
Yes. I mean, depending on the explosion.
So I am going to find high ground and cover, which might mean going into a building and up to a window or something.
It's true. Yeah, you're probably going to head into City Hall and head up to the second floor of City Hall.
Yep. So that's what I'm going to do. To
All right. That's yours. Abe? Elias just takes off running into City Hall.
Okay, apparently there's some documents he needs for the last minute preparation.
This needs to be notarized.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, who needs the deed to the beach? Okay. So I'm gonna, like, I'm interested, but I also know there's gonna be an explosion, so I'm looking for a place. There's some place that I can like take.
I want that to be the episode title. I'm interested, but there's also gonna be an explosion.
Kind of long, but I love it.
So
I'm sorry. So where are you going?
I'm looking for something that's cover. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be in the front row, but I want to observe, but I don't want to like get any Rebecca on me, is what I'm assuming.
The Gallagher show.
The first 3 rows of the splash zone. See their poncho. It comes back to the poncho.
I know. I should have gotten a poncho.
I've got one. It's a little dirty, but your fault.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you will find like you're hiding behind the side of a building a building next door, kind of looking off the side there. Out. All right. Jonesy, what are you doing?
I'm pressing Jenkins to if there's anything else he could see really quick that would make this not work or work. I'm trying to get the idea of is there anything that we can do?
So you're telling me to read faster.
I'm asking you.
That's very helpful. I'm reading so much faster now.
God, all right, that's him. One.
Look at me go.
God, I hate him.
I love that. He's fantastic.
Jared, you are running.
Just running and shouting.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna give Susanna and Abe listen rolls.
Okay. Oh no, 73.
All right.
16, hard success.
All right. Well, you needed a critical from this far, so unfortunately you don't. But you hear something. You hear like somebody yelling. Maybe it's the mob. Maybe it's something. You hear a non-god yelling.
Okay.
All right. That is round 1. Round 2. Ramses appears, has floated in front, and is just sort of like angrily looking at Partridge. And your paltry number of stones is nothing compared to the power of Ramses. And Partridge just keeps chanting under his breath. And then he very quietly says, "Give me your stones." And he holds out his hand, and Ramses like stiffens suddenly. And Ramses holds out his hand, and what is it, 27? 27 stones. It's going to take all of this round, but 27 stones are just like shooting over, and they're like floating around Partridge now. Dare I say, like ion stones.
I love it when you make D&D references.
They were in first edition. I know what they are. And so yeah, that is all. And since you have a hand on her back, you feel Newman like when Partridge like starts to like have rocks floating around him, she like stiffens. So what are you doing, Susanna?
I heard the shout, and it didn't sound like a god, and I'm not sure that it sounded like a mob. Could I figure out where it was coming from, at least with a hard success?
Nope.
Okay.
This round, you'll get another roll this round.
Okay. So I'll like glance around to try to figure out where that shout came from. And when I don't, I'll turn back to her. Are you all right? What's wrong?
I'm about to die. My boyfriend is about to kill me, and I asked him to do it. So no, I am not all right.
That's, yeah.
And I still don't know what the hell that rat thing was.
Probably for the best.
I doubt it. That was a devil.
It wasn't, well, it was something.
So you two are having a quiet conversation amongst you. Abe, from your hiding spot, you see the stones now floating around, this would be so much better if I could remember any names. Floating around Partridge.
Oh, Partridge. So I'm just going to look around. I don't see anything. Nobody sneaking up anywhere.
No, you see, I mean, the mob is kind of, they're standing there looking at Ramses, just like, what? What's going on? They seem very confused and like, they are definitely at pause right now.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my gun just in case.
Always a good answer. All right, Elias, you've gotten a window with like an overview.
All right, I'm just gonna perch up there with the rifle, just keeping an eye on stuff.
Right, you like shatter out the window, and you've got a very good shot. Okay, Jonesy.
All right, we don't have any time left. Jenkins, do you have anything that we can use that would help?
I mean, it's this as near as I can tell, everything happens to the sacrifice.
What do you mean? What happens? Do they become a god?
I mean, that's what it looks like.
We need to get over there. Can you take us there? To where they're having the festival?
He looks at your neck. All right. He will spend this round like gnawing on your neck for 7 points of damage. He just like latches on and it's like
Are you
for like an
still
uncomfortably
conscious
long
after
period
that?
of time.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Are you still conscious after that?
Jonesy's got hit points to spare.
Lucky her.
Your neck is just a bloody mess.
I'm going to take my I have my kerchief over it.
Well, right now Jenkins is attached.
I know,
there.
but I'm going to just.
There's no hiding the fact that there is a brown thing sucking your blood. All right, Jared, you are running, screaming. So now Abe, Elias, and Susanna can all make listen rolls.
Nope, still 78.
Ooh, regular.
Okay, and Susanna?
34, also regular.
All right, a regular success is not going to get it done. You've got inspiration.
We do. We got a bunch. You want to
What's-
inspire?
What's your listen, Elias?
46.
Okay, yours is better than mine. I have 35.
Mine's 51.
Inspire them all.
Okay.
What the heck?
Okay, so
Inspire them all.
There we go.
We're inspiring them all?
Yeah.
Everybody roll.
31 out of 51 is what? So
That's a regular.
Not a hard.
No.
Just
I
regular.
missed.
Hard. 14 out of 17.
All right, so you definitely hear Jared going, wait.
Well,
Okay.
he's gonna shout that to not let her and that he'll be the sacrifice.
All right, yeah, you hear, wait, I'll be the sacrifice, wait.
Okay.
It's hard to shout too much exposition, but you get that out. All right, that is all of that. Round one. Next round, you will arrive, Jared. So, Partridge says, and now your part is done. And Ramses just dissolves into ash. And everyone who sees that should probably make a sanity roll. So that's the three of you on the stage.
It's a negative.
Wow. It's 1 point if you fail. So apparently you're alarmingly okay with
People turning into ash is way down on the spectrum of
people
weird.
dissolving. Interestingly,
that our whole time here.
Rebecca doesn't even freak out at it.
I'm pretty sure I've been reduced to ash here.
You have.
It was more like pink foam.
Whoa.
I was okay with it.
We never got that one to bleed for us to see if he was foamy.
All right. We'll start with Elias this time.
Wait, aren't I above him in the initiative?
Oh yeah, but I've been rotating it. I've been doing different people. But actually before that, so he says that, and when he does that, like all of the mob basically start genuflecting to Partridge.
I mean, I'm not shooting. I'm ready to shoot, but that's it. So I'm
All
just
right,
waiting
yeah.
for something that needs
Okay.
to be shot.
Susanna.
Hearing what Jared said, I don't think there's a whole lot of time because I think that there's going to be a sacrifice very soon. So I'm going to like wrap my arms around Rebecca and say in her ear, "You don't have to be. Jared's gonna," and lift her out of the way.
All right. Yeah, she will not fight you.
Oh no, I can't be the sacrifice.
I will throw you on there myself, boyo.
And then Jared never shows up. He runs the other way. All right, Abe.
Yeah, so I don't see anything out of the ordinary happening around the stage.
What a terrifying sentence that is. But yes, it's true. Until all of a sudden, Jonesy appears on stage with Brown Jenkins at her neck and blood just flying everywhere. As Brown Jenkins is just like...
And that's something worth shooting.
Quite possibly. I wouldn't miss if I were you. But yes, you could shoot Brown Jenkins if you want.
You know what? I cite Brown Jenkins in.
All right. Susanna, make me a luck roll. And you're on mute.
I know. I try to mute myself when I'm not on. 72, right on the nose.
All right. So you managed to pull Rebecca away so she doesn't see Jenkins.
I am perfectly happy with her not seeing Jenkins. I don't want to see Jenkins. I'm about to shoot Jonesy at this point. Let's move on.
No,
So Jonesy.
Oh, Jared is going to have to be the sacrifice.
No, he's not. I'm going in. I'm going into the swirls.
So you're like, are you? So you, Jenkins. Oh, does Jenkins notice?
This is why.
Interesting.
This is why. Because I'm going to go into where the stones are going around him and everything. I'm going to walk in.
All right. Partridge, like as you come in between the stones, Partridge looks at you and goes, "What are you doing?"
Whoever the sacrifice is, the stones do something to them very bad. You guys did a very bad translation. It was Abyssinian.
What, Abyssinian? What?
Right, that was the one, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't. She didn't tell him any of that.
No, but that's why Becca came back first.
So, what? So you're the sacrifice now? What? The ritual started.
With him on this thing is on my neck still,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Did he hear the word sacrifice? He is super into sucking your blood. I'm going to use an inspiration.
No.
I don't know.
That's a stack of them. So
But we don't approve of that.
Really?
you need a
The
second.
question
I need a
is,
second. Jenkins? Yes,
Yeah, I was
please.
gonna say Jenkins is gonna be.
Oh, man, it's worse. Oh.
Yes. Put yourself
Bring
on
them
the Amy
all in.
board, sir.
So Jenkins is, too busy gorging himself to notice to hear the word sacrifice. So Partridge looks at you and he's like, "You're gonna be the sacrifice?"
Is that about the point when Jared finally shows up? Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
Jared
sacrifice.
runs around. All right, yeah, Jared runs around. He's like, I mean, so you're all willing?
Wait, you.
And you see Jonesy like standing, and you see Jenkins like, yeah.
Jenkins is a sacrifice.
Also, why I'm here and all the other people are bowing everything. And I've risen from the ashes and conquered death. I hate all of you.
Okay. So he says, it's time. Who is the sacrifice?
We do the Night at the Roxbury thing of like, you.
And no, Rebecca says, I am.
I'm holding on to
Right, you're
Rebecca
holding
to
on to
keep
her.
away.
But she says that. Oh.
No, you'll commune with Azathoth. I am. Unless
You're
Jonesy
already
wants-
communing with a demon.
So
No, that's
so-
Jonesy. I'm over here. She got the. Oh, I've been pointing at Jonesy's neck and Rebecca hasn't seen it. Oh, I didn't realize.
Ah!
It's,
Ah!
I
it's not
thought
going-
she.
Rebecca, it's not going to affect them a hell of a lot more if they're already communing with a devil. You, it might destroy. It will destroy.
Yeah, that's why it's called a sacrifice.
There's 2 other willing sacrifices. You've got a man who loves you over there. Don't throw that away.
We're doing it for love.
Cue the Peter Cetera.
True
Love.
Yeah, do
of
we have music?
marriage. Wait, what?
I just rewatched that a few days
I
ago.
wonder if we could afford Peter Cetera. Probably.
Well, I mean, we need some saxophone playing right now, right? Do we have that? Do we have anything to...
All right. So Partridge.
Yeah, Jonesy found her bigger hammer.
Partridge is looking at you. So he's looking at you two, and he's like, "So one of you needs to get in the lens."
I mean, Jared will move towards it and wondering if Jonesy is...
Jonesy's going for it
Okay.
because maybe I can get rid of this thing.
Ooh, throw Jenkins in there. Make him more powerful.
Jenkins is Jenkins is very very drunk on blood. Apparently, he is not. He has failed. I'm going to use. What do I have? 2 left. I'm going to use another inspiration. I really want.
While
Jenkins
you were using that, Tamago Tora donates 500 bits to sacrifice everyone.
Jenkins fumbles. So Jenkins passes out. He's like in a blood coma. Like you see him, he's like laying on your back, just like, oh God, so good. I think she ate bacon. Ah,
Does he give one of those awful blood burps?
yes.
What exactly does a blood burp
You
sound
know when
like?
you're drinking a lot of blood and it comes like a...
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but it's thick.
It's a yeah. He's like,
Blood
oh,
burps.
it was better coming up than it was going down.
What are you telling us about yourself, Nick, here?
What? This is... I'm sure everyone... What?
Blood burps, they're a thing.
Yeah.
Google it, Bing it.
Bing it.
Dang it.
I don't want that in my search history.
If everyone can bing that at the same time...
Get it trending. Hashtag blood burps. Get it trending.
Hashtag blood burps. That is terrifying.
Microsoft is just like, we're done. We don't know. We don't understand our audience.
All right, so Jonesy is climbing into the lens, and Partridge is gonna start chanting, and Rebecca just puts her face in Susanna's shoulder and starts crying. Susanna, make me a spot hidden roll.
Made it, but only just.
Okay. Everything's fine.
But Jared does have a question for Jonesy.
As Jonesy's climbing into...
Jonesy, do you have enough blood left? Like, this thing is like a tick on her back, right?
It's true.
He's extra fat right now.
Oh God.
Do I pass out climbing up?
How many hit points do you
That's
have
a
left?
question for you.
We don't take anything seriously.
I have 9.
Oh. Are you? I like how Jared's problem is wondering if you're enough of a sacrifice.
If you die, I mean, that might be a blessing, but it's also Jared's got all of his blood. So I mean, to answer your question, no, Jared does not actually want to do it, but he also doesn't want you to die. He's only offering himself initially as like damage control. He's happy that someone else is jumping in. He was just hoping that that person would not have blood gouting out of their neck.
I'll be the sacrifice. I don't mean it. I'll be the
Unless someone else.
Jonesy has gotten to this point where she says, "Yeah, no." Susanna's is all bent out of shape at her about. Gotta get rid of the accent while I'm talking. She knows Susanna's all bent out of shape at her, and and she doesn't want another Jared to die. She's like, I've seen enough. That's enough. And then I want to save the other people. I'm at that point where it's like, this is the hammer I have.
That's a great episode title. Okay. So
Bent out of shape. Okay.
Summon the demon. Wah!
You killed her hero.
Oh my God! Still here with the demon. With Susanna.
Rebecca is very confused, but Rebecca just
That was not in Susanna's voice.
Rebecca like puts her head in your shoulder and just starts crying. Partridge starts chanting, Elias, make me a spot hidden roll.
Oof, barely. It's a regular.
All right, everything's fine.
Well, can we inspire that? What is your spot hidden?
This is good. It's like 70.
It's 80.
Oh,
Let's
80.
inspire that.
That is a 96.
Woo. Should anyone else be making this, by the way? I was totally...
Nope, those two have an angle.
Okay.
Those two have an angle. All right. So, Elias, you have sighted on Brown Jenkins, and so you are just focused on Brown Jenkins. And you so you totally miss Newman has taken one of Susanna's pistols and shoots Partridge. And Partridge, in the middle of chanting, just his entire chest just explodes from a shot to the back. And he takes 2 staggering steps forward and then just falls dead. And Newman is just like, you fools! You ruined everything!
She understood.
Of course I understood that. I saw that stupid rat from the beginning.
What exactly did we ruin? I still have my arms around her.
It's true. And she says a word and all the stones start heading towards her.
I'm going to turn and fire.
Yeah, I think we're all drawing guns at this.
All right, yeah, everybody can fire. She is, so now, here's what we're going to do. She is in a grapple with Susanna. She is also surrounded by sunstone. Susanna, make me a POW roll.
One.
All right, you feel no compunction to reach out and grab one of those stones.
But you can anyways, Mithra 2.0.
This would be 3.0 at this point.
Well, I don't know. The other one wasn't improved. This one, you have a lot of stones that you're just.
And at this point, Rebecca is just under her breath. She's just saying Azathoth over and over.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll start in initiatives. So, I think Susanna, you're first.
I don't have a readied firearm, and I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
that's
be-
right. Elias has a readied firearm.
I am not going to be able to draw because she has my pistol.
It's true.
You have
Okay.
you have brawl.
I have brawl, but that will not put me higher up in initiative.
Oh yeah.
Elias,
you're still pretty high, aren't you?
you
I'm
really shouldn't
I'm
miss.
an 80, but with a readied firearm, Elias is higher than I am.
Ah,
Yeah, the readied firearm adds 50 to his initiative.
Oh, did you just shoot me?
It's a 96.
Oh, fantastic!
That is a lot of fumbles for these wedding
Oh,
dice.
fantastic!
Why aren't you using Birds of Paradise?
wedding dice. Yes.
Wow! Wow!
Did you just shoot me?
Roll
were you
your
aiming at
damage.
John Jenkins.
Who
He was
Roll
here
your
on
damage.
Jenkins.
shot me because it's Jenkins on my back?
No, he was not shooting at Jim. You were shooting at Susanna.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
I followed the
You were
stones.
shooting at Rebecca, but you're shooting Susanna.
Thanks.
Holy shit. Sorry.
12 points of damage.
Oh my! All right, Susanna, there is a you're not sure who shot you, but somebody just shot you in the back for 12 points damage. Make me a con roll.
Is my con right now? It's 30. Cool. That's a hard success at 11.
All right, you somehow managed to remain conscious. How many hit points do you have left?
6.
Oof. All right. You have let go of Rebecca from the force of being shot in the back by your own team.
Here comes the TPK.
Oh, this is very-
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell up, thanks, Elias. Now she's out of my way. I can take a shot.
Abe, you also have a readied firearm.
Yep.
So what is your?
My dex is now
Oh,
100.
good. I'm not in line of fire for this one.
It's true. You have dropped out of the line of fire.
Fuck.
Literally.
Nothing.
That's inspire that.
Yes.
Inspire that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes.
it can only get worse.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
it
is
can.
true.
Could get worse.
I could accidentally shoot somebody else. I don't know
And
who.
a TPK that is all inter-party damage. That's like the dream.
They
Self-inflicted.
rolled the same goddamn thing.
Oh, that's a nick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we have
all right,
a
a
firing squad here.
A shot rings out. Those are the readied firearms. Oh no, did you have a readied? No, Jared did not have a firearm readied. Okay, those are the readied firearms. Oh wait, Rebecca has a firearm readied. What's her dex? All right, so on 100,
Wow,
Jesus.
her dex is low.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, she's an academic.
Professor.
What is her firearm? Oh man, she is not a shooter. All right, you know what? She's not going to go on 100.
Tell that to Partridge's chest cavity.
Well, you know, when it's dramatic, you know, she's got a very high dramatic pistolry skill.
That is the important pistol skill.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
She quick drew that out of.
No, that was like 2 rounds
Oh.
of drawing it because I had a spot hidden chance and didn't see it.
Oh,
Yeah, she rolled really well on her sleight of hand to like, oh, this is terrible. Oh no, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
All right. So I think Susanna at an 80.
I'm gonna bull rush her and try to get my pistol back from her while beating her head into the stage if I can.
All right. So this sounds like a fight brawl.
Yes.
She is now surrounded by 31 sunstones.
Okay. Well, she's not holding any of them.
No, but they are all rotating around her and stuff. So,
Okay.
so this will be a fight brawl, and she is going to. Ooh, Bird's Paradise.
I also am using Birds of Paradise and got an +4, which is a critical.
Well, that is better than she got. So yeah, you you see her like look at the gun and then be like, mm-mm. And she's starting to reach for one of the stones, and you just tackle her, and this mass of stones and people just hit the ground.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to beat her head into the stage at this point. Like,
well, this
grabbing her
round,
around
I
the
mean,
throat,
so
just
this
bam!
round you've grappled her.
Okay.
So this round you've got her in the grapple.
She's back in the line of fire.
Don't you dare! I will find you.
All right, that was 80s. 70s is Jonesy. You are sitting in the lens like, am I not going to die?
Yeah, well,
I was the hammer.
do I see? Yeah. Is there anything around that I could use to smash this lens with?
Oh, interesting question. You might be able to break off a piece of the wood, or
can I tip it over and crash down with it, or something like that?
It's pretty well seated, but yeah,
Okay.
you could you could start like rocking, try and.
You have a gun and a raid. There's been a raid.
There's been a raid.
Oh my, the nat 30s.
Nat 30s.
Wait,
Okay.
that's cheating. How do you roll? That's. I guess you can roll a nat 30 on a D100.
I mean,
Well, you also have a 30-sided die.
That's true. I do have a
Yeah.
30 side. I think I've told
I
the
mean,
story
how-
before, but we like made a stat in D&D just to use 30-sided dice. We made a perception stat that was
Well, I
right
mean,
on the
also,
30s,
Pathfinder's weird. Pathfinder could have a 30-something, I'm sure.
but not a nat. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
One of your 100 feats in Pathfinder.
Right? Yeah, they're
Well,
really showing up the nat 1 stuff here. They're like,
Yeah.
So that is a question. I could use my revolver as a hammer too.
it's true.
So, because I'm afraid of shooting and having it ricochet, or if I do something
Right into Susanna.
or something, right? So I'm actually gonna try to use my gun as a hammer.
If
All
I
right,
get
yeah,
killed by my
you-
teammates, I'm gonna be so angry. I'll come back and haunt all of your asses.
Do you have quick draw, Jonesy?
No.
All right, so you grab out your revolver this round.
Yeah.
Next round you'll crash it down.
Well, I'd have to grab anything this round anyway. So
Yeah. You hear Jenkins burps again. He's like, Jenkins burps and he's like, are we in Vienna? That was also 70s. Oh no, you went with firearm. Oh, okay, yeah, Jared.
Yeah. I want to. If I'm on the stage too, right? We're all on the stage. Well, not all of us.
Yeah,
but-
everybody's. I mean, most of you are up there.
Yeah, I want to run up to her and plant my shotgun on her point blank.
Okay. You've never been a god, so you're okay with that. So yeah, you run up. You
I don't
get
see
your
how those things are connected, but
you grab your shotgun and you run up and you are like pointing it at her. Next round, you can easily fire.
Yeah.
All right. That was 70s, 60s. On a 50. Well, this has gotten rough.
Did Elias get to go?
You fired to start this. You fired at like
right,
one
right, right.
one
Okay,
fifty,
yeah,
140
I
or
thought
something.
that we'd already been around again.
All right, on a 50, she's just gonna say burn.
Didn't she already go at 100 with the ready
Yeah.
firearm and decide not to?
She did not shoot because her firearm is so bad, and because
Fair.
she has 31 sunstones floating around her. And so yeah, she just says, "I am soul burned," and it starts to like the column of light has come down around her, and it's getting uncomfortably hot, even more uncomfortably hot. Like touching anything is starting to get like sizzles, but it's just around her. 50s. Abe already went. All right, we're back to the top of the lineup, which is Elias with your rifle. So all you can see right now is a column of blinding light. And somewhere in there are Jared, Susanna, and Soul / Rebecca.
Can I just use the aim sort of mechanic to just try and discern for the next round?
Sure,
My
I'll give
actual
you an
target.
advantage die on your attack next round.
Okay.
No problem. Abe, you have a readied firearm.
Mm-hmm. And I can't tell who's who in that mess of humanity.
It is just blinding light in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wait then to see.
All right, so you're aiming as well, so you'll get an advantage die on your next shot. All right, Susanna, make. Sorry.
I'm gonna try to bust her brains open on a stage.
Okay, make me a con roll.
Okay. Con isn't my worst stat, but it's not great. 24 made it.
All right, you take 1 point of damage from fire, heat burning all around you, and now make me a fight brawl roll.
Cool. 27 hard success.
All right, yeah, do your damage. I think it's a D3 plus your damage bonus.
Yes. So that is 2 plus my damage bonus of a 1d4. So 4 points of damage.
All right. And you bang her head against the stage, and like she kind of goes, ugh! She did not enjoy that.
Just like that.
Yeah. Did not enjoy that. All right, that was 80s, 70s. This time we'll go Jared, then Jonesy. Oh, Jared, make me a con roll.
Yeah.
All right, you take 1 point of damage from being in this glowing column.
All right.
And your shotgun is very hot.
Very hot. Well, I figure I'm going to get one shot with this. So, am I confident that it's over her?
I mean, you're blinded. You can't see. It was over her before all this.
Am I blinded?
So night vision is not going to... Night vision makes this worse.
Okay, no, you had before when there was glare. Anyhow.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, so I didn't know. I don't fully understand it. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, this is not glare. This is, you're staring into the sun.
Okay, so is it a disadvantage? Did you say?
No, just roll your die.
Just roll a dice. 1.
Well, there you go. All right. What happens to this column of light as you blow Susanna's brains out?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, Rebecca's brains out.
No! No, leave my brains alone!
What happens to this column of light? Have it gently dissipate down to little sparkles. Can't go wrong with little burning sparkles, and then the stage starts to catch on fire.
All right, yeah. So yeah, actually, you just have your shotgun right at her head. Her head ceases to exist. All the stones drop to the ground, and everywhere they touch, things start on fire.
My enterprise.
And Susanna, you make me a luck roll.
In the box. 13 out of like 72.
All right, yeah. Somehow you were not close to her head, and her head being blown off has not impacted you at all. But you are suddenly out.
Sorry, I just want to jump in real quick. We are 2 followers away from giving away a T-shirt. So Raiders, I know a lot of you have been hitting that follow button, and we appreciate it. Just 2 more, 1 more, 2 more for that giveaway. And then J Matthews 85 with 500 bits to Ezra for making Tiana almost have a heart attack.
Keepers and handlers have a long tradition of making me almost have a heart attack. If you listen to Redacted Reports, Dan does it a lot to me.
So I've never heard of it. So you are in the middle of just 31 small fires that are hitting the stage and burning. So and this column of light is kind of turning into those fireworks that kind of sparkle out, and everywhere they touch down, fire is happening. And almost you can see the sun receding and leaving. And all the people that were like genuflecting on the ground are just like, what? What's going on? Why am I so cold? And the temperature is instantly back to what it should be in the spring. And so most people are very, very cold. Hefner tells us, by the way, that the rocket landed in the Indian Ocean.
Thank
Oh.
you. That actually does ease my mind a little bit.
See, I'm old. Do you remember Skylab?
Yeah.
That was a big, in the 70s, that was a whole thing. Like, Skylab was going to come down somewhere, but like we weren't as smart and didn't have as good computers. So the range of where it could land was like most of the Earth. Is breathless news coverage for days.
I mean, what's nice about most of the Earth is that most of the Earth is water, so
true.
it's generally fine. I was also not born when that happened, so
I don't like this game.
There's been a lot of debris and space stations that fall down.
True, it's true.
Back to events at hand, Jared is going to scramble to collect these delightful, searing little stones.
All right, so you're going to need a plan to pick up this burning hot rock.
I mean, there's dirt, right?
you're
Can I
about to
put
lose
it out
your
with dirt? Will it cool down?
So
Ooh, silverware? No, not silverware, like a glass or something. Oh, that'll probably.
So we're going to come out of initiative, and what we see is Jared is trying to like, he's trying to like pick one of these up, and they are burning like through the ground. So the stage, they burnt through the stage, and they just keep burning.
To the
And a good chunk of the town is now on fire.
Perfect. Let them go,
Elias-
Jared.
Elias,
still
still
gonna-
a luck roll.
Oh yeah, is the city hall on fire?
Well, let's find out.
4.
All right, City Hall seems to not be on serious fire.
Is the
The
shaggin'
stage
wagon
is
on fire?
majorly on fire. Is what on fire?
Don't you dare!
Shaggin' wagon.
Don't! Shh, shh.
Ooh,
It's a
is
small
the shaggin' wagon on fire?
Get
I
it,
mean-
get it into the lake.
It's time to go. Time to run.
Oh, but the embers did land on the horses. They are on fire.
Yeah, the shaggin' wagon's fine. The horses are dead.
Because our Call of Cthulhu games, the horses have to catch on fire.
We need no horses to get the shaggin' wagon out. Stop
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Oh, Jonesy is going to break that glass. She's
Oh, yeah,
the
you
glass,
smash
exactly.
it.
Jared will help get that. That'll hold him.
So as you go to help it, Jonesy looks at you and smashes her pistol butt down onto the glass, and it shatters as Jonesy's standing in it.
Well, is
Sitting in
there?
it.
I just need a good flat. This was made to hold the sunstone, so I just need a part of it that I can use as a scoop.
I'm gonna retrieve my pistol from the body that I'm currently crouching on and get off the
Yes, there's
stage.
that. And Jenkins is like, I hate cold weather, and he disappears. And yeah, so if you can come up with a plan, Jared, to like store one, to like pick one of these things up, you can come out of here with it.
Does this lens actually manage to not melt?
No, this it was not made to handle the stones when they've gone nova.
Then I'm gonna. The best I can do is if there's
in your
one
pocket.
still that I've been working, huh?
Put it in your pocket.
I'm just gonna. I'll pour my canteen on it and see if that cools it down enough that I can put it in something.
All right, it does not. These things are, you can see them melting through the ground slowly.
Yeah, I
now
think
that
I
they've
have
hit the
one
ground.
that I've been like trying to like shovel up.
Yeah, you keep like there's one that you're essentially kicking down the road as you're
You
trying.
know what? No, towards the beach.
Okay.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's the best thing I can think of.
To get rid of the lake.
Yep, just boil it down.
You're making me a hot tub.
Turn the lake into a hot tub.
Hot tub.
The
There you go.
biggest
Steven.
hot tub you could ever wish for.
there you go.
So that is not going to be enough. They're not. So these will never cool down. So you need some way of putting it in the
melting
water.
Is it melting my shotgun end?
Have you? Yes. If you are touching it with that.
Who knows of a metal that has a higher melting temperature?
Nothing that we have immediate access to.
Yeah, do I have any tungsten around or anything? Like,
You know, you left it in your other wagon.
damn.
Yeah, that made that hike really hard.
You left it in the tungsten wagon. You brought the shaggin' wagon.
You know what? I don't regret it.
But are you just gonna leave this thing in the lake?
Not my problem anymore.
If it's boiling the water and isn't stop, or is it going down once
The
it hits-
water, there's steam coming out of the water.
But is the is the ball going into like the earth and the sand so that
No, the one that's in the lake is just pouring off steam.
I mean, well, I heard their command word. Nosferatu.
You can
Nosferatu? What?
is it?
Nice.
Nectar.
Make me a Cthulhu mythos roll.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna knock this out of the park. Can't I just roll a remember what they said vaguely and give it a few stabs?
All right, yeah, you don't really remember what. You can't give the words the power inflection that he seemed to.
You
So
did it.
where's Peterson and our money? Can we get him and get out of town?
So
Let's
Peterson
bring
was one
Brighton
of the people that was genuflecting, and he's just
Let's
like,
go.
"Where's my
Let's grab
daughter?"
him. She's waiting up on the ridge. Let's go. Get in the wagon.
No, where is she actually?
She's up on the ridge, just like
Oh.
when you guys all read down. She's like, "I'm." Well, actually, wait. When did
She
no?
wrote
She's down
She
here.
left over
She's been down here, just sort of like hiding. As soon as things went south, she like hid.
She's hiding right behind me. So
There you go. Yeah, she's with Abe. Abe always gets the girl. So yes, you can make your way out of this. Are you going to help put out the fires?
No.
I have one last thing, but I don't know if Jared would know it. Would Jared know that like a ceramic crucible would be?
Probably not.
Jonesy
would.
might
Jonesy
might
might,
be able to
yeah.
help. Yeah,
What
yeah.
would be the skill for that?
Metallurgy.
Metallurgy. Okay.
Actually,
Jonesy,
Elias is
you
gonna-
would
Yeah.
have some things you could try.
Yes.
Do you want Jared to have a sunstone?
You know what he wants to use it for?
Well, and also, are you going to be able to do that fast enough before they're out of reach? Because they're burrowing pretty quick.
I've got one that I've been basically juggling around.
Yeah, the one in the lake seems to be hanging around.
Yeah, no, yeah, we need to see this one stone, I think.
Oh, do we?
yeah, I was like, can we
Maybe
go,
not.
please? Because
Yeah.
it's gonna burn the shaggin' wagon down. Where are you
Oh,
gonna?
that's true.
No,
That's
no,
true.
we
That's
will
true.
contain it. It will be a space heater on the shaggin' wagon.
So
That's
Elias is
true.
going to run to the hotel
Okay.
to toss a hotel room looking for interesting things.
Oh, all right. So you're going to Newman's room.
Yeah.
So you find the 5 scrolls of the sunstones. The scrolls of I think they're called the scrolls of Nom, Pnom. You find a book.
Dictionary.
Seems to be in Latin.
Okay.
And you find an Abyssinian dictionary.
Interesting. All right.
And you find $27.
Ooh, that's what I was looking for.
Forbidden knowledge,
treasure.
forbidden knowledge, cash dollars.
All right.
And so we close with the shaggin' wagon crossing the rise as snow is falling on Brighton as the town burns.
Good.
And people, the townspeople, are like in a weird torpor, as if they've been in a who knows how long malaise, and they are trying to like fight these fires, but it's not going well. The stones, there are these holes in the ground where the stones have just gone down. And they seem to be, heading for the center of the earth.
Everything's fine.
They're returning to its butthole.
But we got Peterson and Susan out.
Oh yes, yeah, they're in the wagon.
Excellent.
And Peterson is being like, Peterson is like hugging his daughter, and he's like, "I'm so glad you're all right. Oh, Susan, I was so worried." And he's very thankful to all of you.
Good.
He will offer. He wants to take his daughter home, and he will offer to give you the deed to the bar that he owns in Reno.
Sounds good to me. Although Susanna is not. Susanna's like laying in the back of the wagon.
Susanna is
like, ow, ow, ow.
First aid.
Someone.
We'll deal with first aid and stuff next episode.
I got shot in the back. I can't deal with that.
We'll never know who shot you.
Wait, Dr. Peterson. We have a doctor with us. Maybe that will help.
Oh, he's not that kind of doctor.
Yeah.
So, doctor, I've got 25 sand. Can you help?
He is that kind of doctor.
Actually,
so-
I can talk if you need talking to.
I need talking to.
We
Yeah.
close as you ride away from Brighton, the smoke from the fires rising up, and you head towards Reno.
Did we get one? Did Jonesy help get one of the stones?
Not that I heard.
No, we're not putting that thing on the
No,
wagon.
would have been amazing. Just saying.
We're not putting it on the wagon.
I
got the looks from Susanna, and it's like,
Well, you're
And so-
already screwed in that department. You should help.
Do you want to get screwed worse?
Yeah. Well, no, that's
yes,
you. Jared, you hear a voice going, "I could get you a stone. Won't cost much."
Tell me more.
And that's where we close. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for all the bits. I used almost all of mine, and you guys used.
We used all but 4 of ours.
Wow. Really appreciate it. And the raids, we had 2 raids. That was awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like it, stick around. We're here every Saturday. We have Monday, we have Rime of the Frost Maiden with some people you might recognize here on that cast. It is a fun show with a great DM, James Aronow. Then Saturday in the afternoon, next week from 1 to 3, we have Dragon of Icespire Peak, which other way around. Didn't I reverse that? Monday is Dragon of Icespire Peak. They're both GM'd by James. Monday is Dragon of Icespire Peak. Saturday is Rime of the Frost Maiden. Dragon of the Frost Maiden and Rime of Iron Peak. It's 1 to 3, and then we are here starting at 6 for Down Darker Trails. We'll be starting a new story, which hell if I know what's going to happen. We'll find out. Our
Car
quotes.
simulator.
That's right.
I mean, we do need an episode of downtime at this point.
I'm just going to call
Yeah.
it the shopping episode. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing.
That's called building our bar.
Yeah.
The quotes for this one, this is the key to getting paid. My fist and the hammer are one. Leave him alone, bring him a sandwich. Willing sacrifice, who's dumb enough to do that? Foreshadowing there. Come back when he can tell me when it's morning. In season is unsafe. Nothing bad ever happens in Brighton. That's that's a good one.
Heavy sarcasm.
It's basically a vomit tarp.
I gotta get that cleaned.
when you play Call of Cthulhu, you wear a poncho. I'm not going to pretend I'm not concerned about this. I also quite like that one. I think we made a mistake. It depends on who got shot. I did all the comforting I could. They still trying to kill me. We need a bigger hammer. I'm interested, but there's also going to be an explosion, which is long, but that's an excellent title. I don't want another Jared to die, and this is the hammer I have, which I also really like. It's a good one.
Like 4 or 5 good candidates.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are all good. So thank you so much, everybody. We'll be around. Dave Sokolowski, thank you so much for this awesome module, which is almost nothing like what actually happened.
I'm really sorry we broke your module.
We'll talk some in the after show about some of the differences. But if you like sandbox, like sort of anything can happen modules, this is a good one for you. And I think there's nothing left to say but goodbye, internet friends.